Hello, good morning and welcome. Thank you so much for choosing us. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel One TV. I am Nanatu Puate. It's an absolute pleasure coming your way with the best breakfast on television. And we're eternally grateful to you for always taking time out to join us here on the show. Please stay with us from now up until 11 a.m. I'm going to ride this boat from now till about 9 a.m. And then Philip Nilate and Chris Carter will take over from me and then steer the affairs to the end of the show at 11 a.m. But do well to stay with Channel One TV throughout the day and as much as you can, because we have some compelling content, very insightful, very intriguing, very informative and educative, as well as entertaining right here on Channel One TV. We have so much in store for you. So kindly stay with us right here on this particular channel. All right, it's Wednesday, the 13th of May, and we have a good show for you. It's a packed show. We'll be going into the news review segment, and then we're coming to your communities to unearth some of the developmental issues in your community. It could be progress of work. It could be negligence. It could be, a sanitation challenge. Whatever it is, we'll come there with our cameras. All you have to do is to send us a text. Let us know what is happening in your community. The WhatsApp number is on your screen. Send us a text and let us know what's happening, and we'll be there to throw the spotlight on it and get duty bearers to answer to your calls. All right. Now, I'll give you an alternative on social media. Go to Facebook or YouTube, Channel One TV. That's where we're streaming live this particular show, and of course, all other shows right here on Channel One TV. You can drop a comment there. We'll pick it up and then we'll follow through. Or you can let us know your thoughts or your comments or contributions to the conversations we'll be having on the show, and we'll do our best to read them live right here on the show. We are on X, we are on Instagram, we are on TikTok. Please do well to follow, to subscribe, to like, to share, and to engage our posts on these social media platforms. All right, that said, this is Channel One TV, and we believe in the family unit. And so we've put together a family drama series for your viewing pleasure. We call it The Blanksons. It airs every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. And we entreat you to join us every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. for The Blanksons right here on Channel One Television. It's an interesting unfolding of the everyday happenings in the lives of a typical Ghanaian family, and you're sure of catching the drama, the suspense, and all of that, the thrills, the fun, the excitement, all of that in The Blanksons. It shows every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on Channel One TV. But if you miss it, we have repeat slots throughout the week. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's only on Monday that Monday is the only day that's omitted from the airing of or the showing of The Blanksons. So I'll run you through the various repeat slots so you can book it and then, of course, enjoy the show. The first airing, like I've said, is on Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Then the repeat is on Fridays at 11:30 a.m. There's a Saturday, 7 p.m., Sunday, 4:30 p.m., Tuesday, 3 p.m., and Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. All right here on Channel One Television. The Blanksons promise you an intriguing show. Like I've explained, it's about a family, typical Ghanaian family, the drama, the suspense, the plot, and the plot twist, and then the plans, and all of that. So join us every Thursday at 7:30 p.m., but you can always catch the repeats Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday right here on Channel One TV. It is a Channel One TV original. It is a Channel One TV production, and it's proudly sponsored by Nasco Electronics, Lizzie Shito. You have Out Multi-Purpose Insecticide Spray, and then Everpack. So thank you to Nasco Electronics. Thank you to Lizzie Shito. Thank you to Out Multi-Purpose Insecticide Spray, and then thank you to Everpack. We're grateful to these organizations for helping us bring to you The Blanksons here on Channel One Television. Now, also on Channel One Television is something big, something amazing, something interesting, something definitely exciting. We're building up to the World Cup happening in June in 3 countries for the first time: Canada, the US of A, and Mexico. Yeah, Mexico. And of course, back here, back home, Channel One TV is bringing you World Cup Central. This is the central point for all you need to know about the Mundial. Yeah, the biggest stage in football coming in its glory, and we are here to help you on that journey to witness the story of the various teams, the various players, coaches, countries, flags, what they mean, the jersey colors, jersey numbers, you name it. We have all the stats right here on World Cup Central every Friday at 3 p.m. only on Channel One TV. Now, this is the only show that gives you the backroom story. All right, so we'll take you into the dressing room of the players, and I mean bring you players who have been at that stage before as guests on the show, and they explain to you, if like the tete-a-tete that happens in the dressing room, the chit-chat, the final moments before a big game, what is said, what is planned, and how it is executed, and of course the call-ups, the lineups, the showing who's representing who is playing in the World Cup for what number of times, all of that right here on World Cup Central. So indeed, it's a show that you don't want to miss. Your host is Gabby Ofair, and of course he has a sidekick, Jude Duncan, who will be on the screen bringing you all the details, all the facts, all the stats right here on World Cup Central. And then of course we assemble relevant guests relevant to the game, guests who have been there before, who've seen it happen, and of course, guests who've been in the annals of the, if you like, the sport itself, and can bring to you real-life experiences regarding the Mundial. It's happening every Friday at 3 p.m. right here on Channel One Television, and so you don't want to miss it. Be part of it. World Cup Central, hosted by Gabby Ofair, live on Channel One TV, 3 p.m. every Friday. All right, you don't miss it. Be part of it. Now, let me give you an easy way, quick access to the news. Go onto the Google Play Store and download the Channel One News online app. It's where you get all the relevant stories from lifestyle, culture, showbiz, entertainment, sports, current affairs, politics, business, economy, accounting, name it. We have it all right there on the Channel One News online app, hosted on the Google Play Store. So go and download it. Do a quick search on the Google Play Store, Channel One News online app. It pops up, you download, you install, and easy peasy, you have access to the news. The interface is quite simple, easy to navigate. You shouldn't have any challenges at all. All right, so that's the Channel One News online app, hosted on the Google Play Store. Download, install, and you are the news when you do same. All righty, talk about the news. The papers are here. Let's get straight into them. We'll start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper. The front page has rubber processors demand export ban. FOB under declaration push industry to the brink. This rubber issue, the export of raw rubber products, raw rubber. It's been going on for close to a year now. I think the government needs to stamp some authority on this matter. You know, the regulator is the Tree Crop Development Authority, and there's been a back and forth with local processors as well as exporters vis-a-vis the authority itself. So I think the ministry, this will now fall under the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. So that's Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare. We need to stamp some authority on this matter, and let's be clear on whether we're exporting raw rubber or we're exporting processed rubber. Alrighty, so raw rubber processors demand export ban. FOB under declaration push industry to the brink. Other stories on the front page: 44 busted over BECE exam center infractions. NPA, that's the National Petroleum Authority, and of course, the hardworking CEO Godwin Eduji Tamaklo is on the front page, and the story says NPA pilots 24-hour economy in petroleum downstream. NPA pilots 24-hour economy in petroleum downstream. Then you have GCB Bank supports World Cup bid with 5 million Ghana cedis. GCB Bank supports World Cup bid with 5 million Ghana cedis. So that's on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Let's jump to the back page and see what's happening there. African Athletics Championships, Amwa Saminu Gadai through to 100-meter semis. So you know that the African Athletics Championships is happening here in Ghana. Ghana is hosting it. It's happening at the University of Ghana Stadium, Legon. And 3 of our athletes, Amwa, Saminu, and Gadai, have made it through to the 100-meter semi-finals. So we look forward to more exploits by our gallant athletes. And then, of course, hopefully on home soil, we're able to pick some medals. We look forward to that. So the African Athletics Championships is happening here in Ghana. Please, if you do have the time, pass by the University of Ghana Sports Stadium and let's go cheer the lads on. All right. I hear it's a free gate. So let's all go there in our numbers and let's go support the Ghanaian athletes, bring home some glory, bring home some medals. Of course, we're doing it at home anyway, so this is home soil. So we need home support. You understand? All right, let's go to the Daily Guide newspaper. Front page of the Daily Guide says, Mahama Dumso Post, Aguna West organizer, released. NPP slams government. Mahama Dumso Post, Aguna West organizer, released. NPP slams government. Now, we know that David Asando is the Aguna West organizer of the New Patriotic Party. He was arrested based on a post he made regarding Dumso and whether it had come back or not. Well, he's been released, but the NPP is not happy. NPP is taking on the government. All right. Policeman caged over 38,000 Ghana cedis Momo vendor robbery. This is an inspector. Can you imagine? Inspector Bright Apia Dankwa, an inspector of police, engaged allegedly, though, in the robbery of a Momo vendor. To whom do we trust our security with? To whom do we place our safety? Okay. My duties at a Dubois company, not criminal. My duties at a Dubois company, not criminal. If you get a copy of the paper, you know who's saying same. Attack on Ghanaians in South Africa. 300 seek voluntary repatriation. It comes with a picture of Benjamin Kwashi, the High Commissioner to South Africa. Kaswa trader killed. Suspect arrested. Hey. Every single day, there's a murder somewhere. Kaswa trader killed. Suspect arrested. So that's on the front page of Daily Guide newspaper. Let me take you to the Chronicle. Kwame Agboja spits blood as contractor pockets 80 million cedis mobilization fund but fails to execute big push project. Kwame Agboja spits blood as contractor pockets 80 million cedis mobilization fund but fails to execute big push project. Do you want to destroy our water bodies? This is a question, and it continues to say, no mining here, Achim Tafu Chief. Wow. No mining here, Achim Tafu Chief. Do you want to destroy our water bodies? No mining here, Achim Tafu Chief. So the chiefs are speaking, and they're saying no mining in their area. NPP social intervention programs are unmatched. That's Osahene Afenyo Markin, the minority leader in parliament, speaking to farmers. Our scripture for today is from the book of Psalm, the chapter number 37, the verse number 8. Refrain from anger and turn from wrath. Do not fret. It leads only to evil. Refrain from anger and turn from wrath. Do not fret. It leads only to evil. So that's Psalm 37:8 on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper. Let's go to the news center of the Starkons. The news center says, ending 1D, 1F deepens joblessness. Policy revival critical to tackling unemployment. That's according to Alexander Afenyo Markin, Osahene. Ibrahim Mahama gives xenophobia victim a business and 200,000 Ghana cedis. Yesterday, the victim, Emmanuel Asamoah, met with the business mogul Ibrahim Mahama, who promised to set up a cement distribution depot for him, and then he gifted him 200,000 Ghana cedis cash. But he sent a message to Ghanaians abroad that if you are facing hardship, come home and learn a trade. He shared his own story of being a returnee in that particular engagement. Quite inspirational, quite insightful. And so if you're a Ghanaian living abroad and you are facing challenges, difficulties or hardships, Mr. Ibrahim Mahama says, come home, come learn a trade, and he's willing to support. So please, that's the message for you. But kudos to Emmanuel Asamoah, and of course, thank you to the businessman Ibrahim Mahama. All right, government borrows 120 billion cedis in 4 months, signaling fiscal strain. MTN cautions public over fake online promotions. Dumsop post arrest Nana B slams BNI and CID. Dumsop post arrest Nana B slams BNI and CID. All right, so that's on the front page of the News Center newspaper. Let's get into Larry Dogbe's The Herald newspaper. Interesting one. Pressure mounts on IGP to release original UCC results amid ASP promotion exams controversy. Pressure mounts on IGP to release original UCC results amid ASP promotion exams controversy. Now listen to this. This guy, I don't know what is wrong with you. You're having your fun and you think you can commercialize it. Now they don't catch you. So if you explain yourself. CID and BNI joint operation catches East Legon sex video entrepreneur. CID and BNI joint operation catches East Legon sex video entrepreneur. So yeah, looks like chairman is forming big boy at East Legon, you know, getting 1 or 2 lile, but he's videoing them and allegedly commercializing same. We understand there's a Telegram page, you know, they're dropping things there and collecting cash. But they don't catch them, so we'll see how it goes. 18 questions police administration must answer over promotion exams scandal. Another one. Independent Ghanaian MP busted in Amsterdam over $32 million case. Independent Ghanaian MP busted in Amsterdam over $32 million case. A lot of arrests this week, eh? Interesting times. NPA pilots fuel station initiative with 24-hour authority. And then you have the Ibrahim Mahama story. And of course, the victim of xenophobia. And story says, xenophobia victim gets fresh start from Ibrahim Mahama's support. Xenophobia victim gets fresh start from Ibrahim Mahama's support. So that's on the front page of the Herald newspaper. Interesting stories today on the front page. All right. We're going to go into some other newspapers. Let's get into Ghanaian Times. Ghanaian Times says 72,000 BCE graduates face placement crisis. EduWatch report warns. 72,000 BCE graduates face placement crisis. I think we need to do an editorial on this. We sat here and we discussed it. We said that after the challenges with the exam itself, of course, challenges relating to malpractices, we're going to have a challenge with the CSSPS, the computerized system school placement something, CSSPS. We're going to have challenges with that. And a report released by Africa Education Watch, led by Kofi Asare, says 72,000 BECE graduates face placement crisis. Other stories on the front page. Vacate Bush Highway or face action. AMA warns traders. Vacate Bush Highway or face action. AMA warns traders. GCB Bank commits 5 million cedis to support Black Stars campaign. And police arrest 2 over deadly highway robberies in Upper East. So that's on the front page. Now, when you go to the back page, traders count losses as fire guts Nima market. Traders count losses as fire guts Nima market. Accra Kumasi Road dualization to be completed in 2027. That's according to the Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwame Gavins Agboja. Accra Kumasi Road dualization to be completed in 2027. So that's the Ghanaian Times. Let's go to the Ghanaian publisher. A Dubuahin trial. ASL not involved in criminal activities. That's according to State's witness, Mildred Donko. A Dubuahin trial. ASL not involved in criminal activities. Government borrows 120 billion cedis in 4 months. African Forward Summit. Time for African solutions. That's according to Joseph Siao Ejapon, Dr. Elder. And of course, group chairman of the Jospon group of companies. I'll lead Ashanti NPP with humility. That's Odeneho Kwekwapia, a.k.a. Koka. Bande dares Raymond Archer publish Yamin Galamsey report. Okay, we like this. Bande dares Raymond Archer publish Yamin Galamsey report. So that's on the front page of the Ghanaian publisher. Let's go to their cousin. Their cousin is the new publisher. The new publisher says, come home, you can prosper here. Ibrahim Mahama gives xenophobia victim 200,000 cedis lifeline. So like I said, that's one of the messages he sent when he made that presentation to the gentleman. Okay, the other story is here. East Legon big man arrested over Pono, accused of dragging his girls, filming sex abuse and selling videos. Walesha. 43 teachers busted over BCE Apo. Chofi. Take it till. Still banned everywhere in Ghana. And that's the FDA speaking. All right. So that's the new publisher. Let's go to the custodian. Custodian says a Dubuahin trial. Prosecution witness 3. That's PW3. Affirms ASL not engaged in criminal activities. Government borrows 120 billion cedis from T-bills in 4 months. 1D, 1F neglect worsens youth unemployment. That's Afenyo Markin blasting the government. And then you have at Nairobi Summit, Jospon boss urges African-led business partnerships. Then you have UGMC Human Milk Bank seeks breast milk donations. Hey! Where are my sisters? Job come on. UGMC Milk Bank seeks breast milk donations. So, Charlie, if you have some to spare, look sharp. Gifty, you did it. All right. Now I'm going to take you online and bring you some stories from our web portals. Let's begin with channel1newsonline.com. 277 illegal miners arrested, 163 identified as foreign nationals. That's according to NIMOS, the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat. NDC and government relationship not at its best. That's according to Mustafa Bande. Okay. This one is from Udino. And then again, Bande says, Musa Dankwa's flag bearer pose doing NDC a disservice. Bande again says, NPP behind market burning incident. So he spoke to Umaru Sanda Amadu on the face-to-face program here on Channel 1 TV. And you get a number of stories from there. NIA staff, that's National Identification Authority staff, to begin nationwide strike today. Again, Bande says no one arrested for speaking their mind under Mahama. Hey, are you sure? Parliament confirms detention of Asante Achim North MP in Amsterdam. NPP warns of fresh protest over continued arrest. Xenophobia, government to evacuate 300 Ghanaians from South Africa. Police rescue 4 children, arrest 3 over child sexual exploitation. 43 arrested over BEC malpractice. That's according to WAEC. And Enchi Elubo Road delays unacceptable. Resume work or step aside. Abuja warns contractor. And East Legon entrepreneur arrested over alleged sexual abuse and non-consensual video sharing. So go to channel1newsonline.com. You get details of these stories and several others. Let's do citynewsroom.com. Put presidential ambitions on hold. Bande tells NDC members. Over 500,000 Senior high school students begin 2026 WASSCE today. World Bank says global trade uncertainty presents opportunities for Ghana. No retreat, no surrender. NIA workers begin strike today. EduWatch says 400 teachers can be recruited yearly if allowance is scrapped. Asante Achim North MP detained at Amsterdam Airport. Monday says Galamsey has reduced drastically under NDC. You only face the law for unlawful, nonsensical comments. That's Bande. Xenophobia. Ghana registers over 15,000 citizens in South Africa. And Jacobu Odotobiri, NDC chairman, must be suspended over Galamsey allegations. So all these and more on citynewsroom.com as well as channel1newsonline.com. Go there, you get the details. Alternatively, download the Channel 1 News Online app from the Google Play Store, and you get these stories and several others. Stay with us here on Breakfast Daily. We'll take a quick break. We'll return with a news review segment.
Welcome to The Point of View. This is your favorite current affairs show here on Channel 1 Television. On The Point of View, we pick the right topics, get the right guests, and ask them relevant questions on issues that matter to you.
With the complexities of the issues happening around us on a daily basis, it's the hard-hitting conversations and the probing questions of The Point of View.
So what is the Public Account Committee's job?
So what we do is to scrutinize, clarify, and find out why certain infractions have been made.
What do these IMF programs try to do?
The current program is for budget support.
Okay.
There are no projects attached.
That teases apart the twisted entanglements of politics and governance, as well as religious and social discourse. The Point of View brings you the policymakers and duty bearers and drills down to the very bottom of issue.
What authority do you have?
The Point of View airs every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Hello everybody, welcome to Vox Pop Central. Who brought cocoa to Ghana?
Cocoa Mama Tizero.
GIA, Ghana Registers Association.
Do due diligence.
Two diligence.
I was like, how?
Two diligence.
You bamboozled me.
You scatter me.
Hey, what about them? We didn't want to scatter them. What do you call the song you sing to make babies sleep?
We have many songs live. Baby careful in Bomamete.
Because hey!
Ete like me nation habu. Eshi mapa.
What the?
Ameko maye. Habu foi.
Okay, foi. So, whether it's a school, market, lorry station, or wherever I may find you, when you see me, Murife, don't run, don't run, don't run.
Vox Pop Central airs Thursdays at 7 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV. From Accra to Buenos Aires, from Lagos to London, the world is locking in for the greatest football spectacle on earth, the 2026 FIFA World Cup. But before the first whistle cuts through the noise, there's a deeper rhythm to the game. Every badge carries history, every player brings a story, every number means something. Welcome to World Cup Central, only on Channel 1 TV.
Hello and welcome to another episode of World Cup Central right here on Channel 1 TV.
Your home of football intelligence with African energy and global perspective. We're taking you beyond the highlights, from powerful eye-opening stats to sharp breakdowns of every qualified nation to insights that change how you see the beautiful game.
Their first appearance was in 1930 and their best finish at the World Cup was third place in 1930. That was a long time ago.
Every Friday at 3 p.m. We serve it fast, bold,
Hello there. Thank you so much for choosing us. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. I am Nanatufo Boateng. The show is an interactive one, and so we urge you to join us with your thoughts, your comments, and contributions. You can do this in two folds. The topics that we will be discussing, you can comment on same, and then, of course, the submissions that will be made by our guests, you can comment on same also. Now, there are several avenues for you to do this. Send us a text via WhatsApp. The number is on your screens. Alternatively, we're streaming on Facebook and on YouTube. Drop a comment there, and then we'll be making some posts on X as well as on Instagram. Go and engage these posts, retweets, reshare, repost. Yeah, you know how you do it. And then we will put some. Already, we do have some exclusive video content for you on TikTok. So go follow, go subscribe, go engage, go like, go share, and let's build one big family together. Now, in studio with me this morning is Wanda Madilo. He is a member of the National Democratic Congress, NDC's communications team. Wanda, good morning.
Yes, a very good morning to you.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
After a hiatus.
Some months. You didn't ask me to come.
You chose to abandon us, Wanda.
No, you didn't bring me on.
This thing you do is not fair.
No, first of all, I was writing exams. Even today, I have an exam.
Right.
But I made time to be here. That should tell you I love you. I love this place.
Indeed.
Yeah, but I always realize too that your panel are always men. Sometimes bring women, ladies.
Well, we'll be trying.
They are doing very well in politics.
It's very difficult getting them to come. We've made several attempts, but we'll see. So maybe speak to the party when we make the call for representatives. They can send women out.
Yeah. I've been watching for some time now. I realize almost all the stations have men. Reserve a day for the women, like a Wednesday. We
used to have that actually, an all-women Wednesday conversation. But the women now, I don't know.
They are looking for money.
Are they?
They're working hard.
Well, we are all looking for money.
I
hear your appointees are doing very well.
Appointees?
Government appointees.
In terms of...
the job they've been
delivery.
Given. Yeah, delivery on their mandate.
That's all they were asked to do. Nothing beyond that. There will be few blips here and there, but obviously for 1 year, 4 months in office, no major scandal, no major issues. I think they've managed themselves well. I pray that they can continue along this line until 2028 elections, and the MPP can struggle to find votes.
Has your own appointment come?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Hopefully.
We look forward to it. Yeah. Anyways, one of yours is in the news. Yeah, we understand NDC chairman for Jakubu Odotobri is in the news for alleged galamsey operations, and there's pressure mounting for him to be sacked. These our CSOs within the mining space are actually mounting pressure for the dismissal of this NDC chairman in the Amansia Central District over his alleged links to illegal mining activities in the Krobo Forest Reserve in the Ashanti region. Has this come to your attention?
Not yet. I also read in the papers, but let me make a few intro. So, what is his position? Just a party chairman?
Party chairman.
That's what they're asking for him to be sacked.
Yeah.
Or they should be patient. The election is just a few months away from now. In fact, we're doing... Currently, forms are being sold for branch elections. So, constituency elections should be some few months.
What's your structure? You do ward, branch?
Okay, so we call police stations branches. Or like the MPP.
MPP calls the police station.
Yeah, so we call it branches. So after the branch, we do constituencies to region to national.
So which one is the ward?
The ward is just, so we have branches. For instance, in Ketu South, we have 291 branches.
Okay.
That 291 branches can put in clusters in order to be able to manage.
Right.
So let's say maybe about 12 branches together becomes a ward.
One ward. Okay.
So that you have a leader who manages only those 12. Otherwise,
are those leaders also elected or they are appointed?
Usually we elect them, but we come back to do those elections. We don't do it whilst continue. Usually after regional elections, before we come back for them and all that. It is also not a requirement. If you look at our constitution clearly, ward was not in it until recently when we decided because of the cluster form of managing constituency and all that. But again, let me be clear that our party as a body corporate does not condone galamsey activities. The president has been very loud on this matter, and he said that no, if any of our own is even found, the person will be made to face the law after some investigations and all that. So it's not something we condone, it's not something we want to entertain, it's not something that we will believe in any day, form or shape, because we are the one leading the charge and saying that get out of the forest. How again should we be found culpable again? So if he's found culpable, I think that the law will take its own course. But more especially is the fact that the root of this problem is not MPP NDC. I've always said that.
True.
Anybody who is involved in crime is crime. Crime knows no political party, knows no human being, knows no gender, knows no you know, and all that. And so we need to focus on that. If you look at the Professor Frimpong report, it states that all the two parties were engaged in it. So even in opposition, even in power, you find people all over the place who are interested in this. I think that is a good call if it indeed he's doing that. But I also believe that some investigations should go through it. We shouldn't make it just a political matter and leave it to die. Again, if he's made to resign, then to what extent? I don't think it is his membership of the party or NDC chairmanship that gives him that impetus to do what he's doing. A lot of the time, it's an economic challenge to them, and though they are looking for bread and butter issues, a lot of the time it's partnership with somebody else. A lot of the time, the motivations are different, and we need to find a proper balance, a proper response to some of these things going forward. Not the usual sack him, resign, and all that. Charles Bissiou in the days, remove him, take this, do that. But that did not stop galamsey. So indeed, the structural problem has to be dealt with, which is the fact that people are motivated to do some of these things because of an economic issue. Number two, also, they are just blatantly wicked and doing what they are doing. Some too just do not respect our laws, and they abuse the positions that they have. If he was a government appointee within the mining sector, I would have been more louder. But as an ordinary Ghanaian citizen, constituency chairman, not even regional chairman, not even national, whatever.
You don't think by virtue of his position as a constituency chairman, gives him some perceived authority or power to do this? No,
to be honest with you, right in that same constituency, when you look at the structure, there is even an MC or even DC, as it were. There is a commander in that area. There is I'm looking at it structurally. There will even be a regional minister in that place and all. So constituency chairman, constituency positions are not usually the ones that you can easily lord over people, unless you are using your own networks or you have your own network before getting into that position. But constituency chairman, there are only 29 of them in the constituency executive positions. Maybe you are known, so you become notorious, but that's a different conversation. Being notorious is different from using your power and influence. Who are you going to call to order?
Abuse of power.
Yeah. Constituency chairman, is it the police you are calling to order, or the MC who is properly appointed by the president that you are calling to order, or the regional chairman? Who? So, in the chain of command, party positions don't really put that cloak on you to order anybody. I mean, sometimes they even walk out of them in meetings and all. Sometimes they don't even know them. Some don't even live in the constituencies and all that. So I sincerely believe that we can have this conversation more dispassionately around the business of a crime and then deal with it the way it has to be dealt with.
Is the party not worried that his name will pop up, and is the party not minded to take action, looking at if indeed it has found that he's doing something illegal?
So we are looking at two scenarios. One is the business of government, where appointees will be held liable. Right. The other one is a party business you are talking about. The party business, people are not usually appointed. And if you check through our constitution, I'm sure that will not be one of the grounds for removal from office. Maybe you will say that he's brought the party's name into disrepute and all that, which he can go to court and challenge. Because what he did is no party business. What he did is fighting for his daily life and all that. Number two, no court has convicted him as being a criminal yet. it's all report and all that. Yeah, it will be good governance to say step aside while we investigate. But it's also another business of whether it is the position that gave him that, do you understand, that weight. And if it's the position that gave him that weight, that means that constituency is a very loose constituency.
I don't think people in their minds can, you know, assume certain powers.
That's what we have to
based on the position.
So
because this is a
that's the
power.
notorious part I'm talking about. That's what we have to punish. And if that is proven that that's what he's doing, maybe a wanton disregard for police instruction, disregard for security instruction, disregard for NIMOS in the community, that's the one you have to punish. Not even because of NDC or MPP. The fact that a citizen of this country decided to disregard our laws, decided to disregard the structures, including the directive of the president, that's the one to be punished. Not really about which political party color he belongs. Because everybody you find in that place who is misbehaving, who is doing something, may have a political leaning. So when we reduce it to the political debate, then we lose it, because then immediately he has a pool of people following him to say that, hey, no, we are not going to allow. If you go for the other side, they also have a pool of people following them. Then we will never get there. So let's decouple the political elements. I'm happy he's not one of the high-ranking, you know, people you would
party
think.
Officials.
We deal with the issue as it is. Yesterday we were told that one of our MPs was arrested in Netherlands. I don't want to go into that debate, but I'm saying that that's how much the white people, your position and influence has no bearing, because there's an embassy in Netherlands. We have a foreign minister. We have an ambassador over there who could have, you know, tried to use its powers and say, oh, this guy is a diplomat, he's an MP, and get him out. But you can't do it, because the systems are such that it works. And he has no respect for whether you are a big man or you are a small man, or you are rich or you are poor, or you are fair or you are dark. It is the law and it has to be followed. And that's why I take a lot of inspiration from our former Chief Justice when she says that the law is the law. It doesn't matter what you do, what you think, what you feel and all that. The law remains the law.
Very well. I'm excited that you mentioned the president and his commitment towards this fight. The president, directed through the Attorney General that two party officials this time at a higher level, be investigated by Yoko over alleged involvement in illegal mining. Do we know how far that investigation has gone? Because we've not heard anything since.
To be honest with you, I'm not on top of that brief, but I do know that Galamsey investigations have never been quick for us. Why? Because in investigations you want to unearth the undercurrent. And that's why sometimes white people can follow you for crime for 25 years. Because I like to watch a lot of Discovery on
Channel.
DSTV. And you will observe that in the approach of investigation, when it's a crime that affects the public or humanity, if you just went to rob, they don't have a problem. But let's say you are a drug cartel, a lot of people are going mad and all that. They follow you for a couple of years to see the chain. How do you operate? Who are the people behind the scenes? They want to pick all those people before they even get to you. I want to believe that there's investigation going on. I also want to believe that justice will be served. I also want to believe that at the right time, people will have to be held accountable. Ignore the noise about, oh, he's our party this, it's our party that. Ignore those noises. The law may not know any of those positions. And I know President Mahama, for one thing, that if he wants to do it, he will do it. What he doesn't have control over may be the investigations and the outcome. But if the investigations prove really that he is involved and he is part of the gang, I think that the law should take its own course without mincing words.
I don't think the investigations have kept too long, because we've seen action on other cases.
Maybe I can give you a proper update on this if I speak to Ioko or some other officials, but it will be quick to pass judgment. I remember this matter came out somewhere in November last year. Today we're in May, right? May. That's some 6 months or so ongoing. Again, it was not a report individuals made. It was just in the media until the president picked it up and asked Yoko to go investigate it. So I'm pretty sure something is going on. I haven't seen Yamini himself in a while, and a few other people in a while. But I know
what of Abanga?
I haven't heard of him in a while. I haven't. So perhaps it's reporting to the police or military and all. Yoko and all that. Because they've been very quiet too, and they are human beings. Their right also needs to be preserved and all that. I don't think Yamin in his full capacity would want to do some of these things, because he knows how high-handed the president has been on this matter, including the whole government machinery, and how much we suffered. In fact, the goodwill we enjoyed in government when we came to power suffered a lot of heat because of Galamsey. You remember, I used to come here. You always have some
Galamsey water.
I can't prove it's Galamsey water. I always have colored water.
It's Galamsey water.
It's Galamsey water, okay. But I have always seen as a colored water on your.
It's Galamsey water.
All the time.
You travel a lot, so you can tell. You see some of these things.
I'm not disputing Galamsey waters. I asked whether the original content of your own is Galamsey. Is all
it is. I am telling it to you that it is.
Yes, so thank you. So I've seen a lot of Galamsey water based on your.
You say the president, when he wants to do something, he does it.
Yeah, he does it.
The president admitted openly that some of his own, and that's how he put it, are involved. He says he would not kid himself about it, that some of his own.
The statement have been involved because he's talking from the Professor from Boateng report. That says
he didn't reference the report when he made that statement.
But I'm giving you government position. I'm giving you what he said. And the discussion was around Galamsey, right?
Yes.
And I'm saying that there is no other report that links political appointees, government functionaries to Galamsey other than the official Professor Frimpong Boateng report. And that official Professor Frimpong Boateng report is very explicit. It says that both NDC and MPP are involved. He even said in some areas, then you mention one political party, this one is dominant MPP, this one is dominant NDC. I agree. And that's why the president will not kid himself to think that, oh, we are also clean and we haven't done some. Maybe, just maybe, we all have been engaged in this matter. And I know, that's why I said when the president says he wants to do something. So admitting only gives him the impetus to put in the systems to stop it. And he even told them openly, cabinet, in fact, if any of you is caught, you will not be spared. He said it openly.
Indeed.
So those are signals to show goodwill, signals to show that I'm committed to do this. So if in the midst of this you still find your way doing it, you're on your own. Some of us don't have appointments, so when you lose your own, maybe they'll give it to us. So they should continue doing it. You cannot do that. I believe sincerely that there's no appointee that in the full glare of the cameras or in the full glare of what is happening in government would decide to do anything like this. No. It will be too disastrous for you, for your image, for your family, for the rest of your political life. You won't risk it for this.
Very well. Let me take a few quick messages. This one says, good morning, Nana. Please tell Madilo to remember this. NDC in 2024 elections said elections are to be declared at polling stations to regional, and it happens. Chairman's involvement in illegal mining, and today he's disputing the fact of him being a common constituency chairman. 2028 is awaiting.
But those are his words. I never use common.
Philip from Wa sent that one in. Good morning. I am Eben from Kwabenya. Applause to NIMOS for their determination to combat the Galamsey menace seriously, no matter the sabotage by some greedy few with the national security. I believe in Ken Obua, and no amount of allegations against his team can stand the light of day. Go ahead and do the job without fear or favor, because you have the president's full support. Team NIMOS. Greetings to Honorable Julius Deborah, Chief of Staff, Honorable Peter Kwesi Mensah of Tema Shipyard, and Honorable MCE Agbu of Ga East. Aminu from Nsawam says, I really admire how calmly the NDC panelists in your studio is discussing their own constituency chairman's alleged involvement in the Jacobu Odotobri Galamsey case. I've said it time and again, Galamsey is the last thing the NDC can fight in this country. I'm not surprised the president himself admitted he knows members of his party involved in Galamsey, and now the evidence is surfacing. What hurts most is that they succeeded in painting President Akufo-Addo as the mastermind behind Galamsey, while in power, promising that once he and the MPP left office, Galamsey would end. Time will tell. All right, that's from Aminu in Nsawam. You can also send in your messages. Finally, on this Galamsey issue, what should be the approach? How do we end this thing? Because like you rightly said, it is not NDC or NPP. When the water turns brown, we all suffer. When the last fish dies, we will all suffer.
Yeah, so luckily for us, we don't have it in almost all the regions. Some regions are free of Galamsey, like Volta, free of Galamsey and all that. But I think that we need to start looking at regional task forces like the NIMOS, with different approaches and different regional issues, because every region and the topography of the area and how you want to address it. I am told from the NIMOS report that some areas are just inaccessible. You are likely to go there only by you know, some means, and they stay there forever, and they have their own secret ways of getting there and all that. So the drones have helped in fishing out some of this. Right, to surprise you that some of these things are done midnight and all that. So I want NIMOS to be more sophisticated in their approach. It cannot be the case of always recce. It cannot be the place of always, you know, what do they call that? When
the soups
and all that. I think, if you ask me, we need a national security architecture in this business. You see, if you're investigating crime of this nature that is motivated by economic means, the complexity is always different. And you have even white people in this country, like the majority of the Chinese have been arrested, involved in this. So you see that
the latest NIMOS figure identifies about 176 foreign nationals.
So you see the influx, you see the sophistication that they are likely to use in terms of this. Some of these things will go beyond just the daytime, you know, arrest and all that. Let's start dealing with it. Some people should by now be behaving as galamseyers, you know, but they are government undercover, you know, and get people. That's what I think one of the ways to go about it. The combat is good, but we may be losing lives when they also decide to react and all that. But we should be able to pick people like the way they do. You know, you travel, you have been monitored for a while, you travel, they pick you at the but may not even have to pick you at the galamsey side, pick you up for questioning and all that. So they know they are not safe. Right now, sometimes they feel very safe because they know there are no strangers around where they are operating, and they just do their thing. But when they see that, hey, now even our ranks have been infiltrated and all that, then there's a problem. Going forward also, I think that the government's project of what they call alternative livelihood support program must also come upstream properly. Years ago, I used to consult for the National Board for Small Scale Industry, now GEA. And when the returnees, those who stow away, those who try to cross, you know, when they come to Ghana, there's an agency that supports us to run training programs for them. In terms of other livelihood support. Maybe you want to be a mason, you want to be a painter, you want to be, and then we help them to reshape their life, draw business plans, give them some support, and they start life. I think, again, we need to look at some of this. The motivation is money. All of this business about galamsey, the motivation is economic.
And that's why people question the alternative, because if how much are they being paid per day? And now you're going to put them in training. Would they be making the same amount? Is it attractive enough to pull them out of the galamsey pits?
Part of it, no, we cannot glorify crime. Part of it, yes. What we are giving you is a life support, because many of those people don't have any skill. JHS, and then they found themselves in that environment. No skill, nothing. They are just there to do labor work. Sometimes they die in the pit. Sometimes they die out of whatever, you know, violence on the field and all that. But this gives you a life support. It gives you a lifeline. It gives you a lifetime, you know, what's the name? What was the name? Lifetime, what's the best word? Yeah, support or career. And therefore, we can only make some of those sacrifices and insist they don't go back. After that, when you are found, gone back, then we can start punishing you for it. Again, we need to make use of technology. People who are arrested in galamsey, fingerprints should be taken and all that. When we find you again and we take a fingerprint, realize that you have been arrested 2 months ago and you are back. Those are the ones we should be punishing them more. And those ones, I think the courts should help government, help the executive to be able to enforce some of these things. Second-time offenders should be taken very seriously.
Yes.
And we need to up our game in those areas. Galamsey has been an age-old thing. Listen, galamsey has been with us many years now. Before even it came to light that is, the only problem was that at the time when it was happening, they were not close to water bodies, and therefore they would rely on digging their own boreholes to clean their water. Now people have found shorter cuts, and then also the money motivation is higher because we are foreigners who are coming in. I mean, if I on my own needed 100 Ghana cedis to survive, a white man may not need 100 Ghana because that's only equal to for him some $10. So they need more, and that needing more forces them to do things, you know, without using their, you know, and all that. And so, government, yes, we should do more. Yes, NIMOS should do more. Yes, I want a more bigger and more louder involvement of our security agencies in this matter. At a point, government was even contemplating bringing in foreign, you know, security, like the Canadians who came to do the girls, the Nigerian girls. Ghana, Nigeria girls who got lost and all that. At the point we were contemplating on that. Even when the markets were burning and all that, some Canadians were in town to solve it. We were contemplating on all of that. I know those are issues that can be arrested by the president and taken care of. And we will make progress with it. Judge us after the tenure of President John Mahama. At least now you can confess that things are...
If we are to wait till 2028 to judge, perhaps...
Oh, but that's
the level of distraction...
No, but that did not mean that there's no work going on.
Right.
No, I'm saying that he has a mandate.
Because if there's work going on and we are having NDC constituency chairman intervening when arrests have been made...
You are reporting pockets. Many months ago, it used to be an over the place thing everywhere you pass. But today we are reporting pockets, and those are people that should be properly punished, because it looks as though they now want to show that, we can still do it despite your whatever. So these are people that should be punished. I agree, and I know that some of these people will be punished if found culpable. But again, the business of Galamsey, I think, has considerably gone down. And I've told people that around this time, when our waters are not too good, people are likely to say that, oh, it's all Galamsey. It is because of the dust that has been existing already. And when get into the rainy season, when it rains, the waters wash off all the debris in the forest into the sea. It's going to take us some time to get this water settled. But as for the business of Galamsey, that I think that government has done pretty well in limiting their operations and seizing excavators, the chamfan machines. People have been arrested, people have gone to court, people were, as a matter of fact, people were even sent to Insawam, if you care to know, and all that. So it's a process.
And now there's a tracking system even on the excavators and all that.
So it's a continuous process, and we need to sustain the process to win it. It cannot be a one-off. That's why I'm saying that NIMOS must go more sophisticated now, even with technology, in managing some of these issues. Otherwise, if we do it today and leave it, it will be a problem. That's why I say Judge John Mahama by 2028, when his tenure is coming to an end, because that's the only time he can actually render a proper account of his governance when he came to government as president.
You mentioned a number of things that are happening in the fight, and of course that is good, it's positive for us. But what would you say about the issue of influence peddling? Because it looks like that's, the actual crime as alleged by the police involving this particular chairman. You would have people arrested, pastors will call, politicians will call, chiefs will call, oh, this is my associate, release him and all. So that defeats the fight.
So the business is not, the problem is no longer on the offender at this point. It will be on the police, the law enforcement agencies. If you allow yourself to be used, you allow yourself to be, puddled all over the place, you can't come out to blame anybody. I mean, one time I was going to a flower. Normally Saturdays I will go for jogging in a Bui and back. So, but that day I was leaving at dawn, Saturday dawn. So normally I'll wear my walking gear with my towel behind me and my long towel for face cleaning. And I was driving to a flower with my sneakers and even in shorts. I was driving to a flower like 3 a.m. there about, because I want to get to a flower and do my jogging before I do business. Then I was arrested. The police stopped me, not arrested. The police stopped me around Palace Mall, Committee 22.
Okay.
Then they looked at my face and said, I know you. Are you not a government official? I said, no, I'm not a government official. Immediately they said, are you not the government official? You can see in their faces that they themselves, they've dropped their guns. Meanwhile, they were there checking drugs, checking for guns and all that, because it was a Friday night to Saturday morning. And most of the boys go to Pram beach, the beaches, I won't mention any name, but the beaches and the Tema, areas, and they do stuff. I mean, this is public knowledge. The boys do stuff Friday night. And they would have ordinary, because there were a lot of cars lined up and they were checking everybody. But when he looked at my face and said, you are, no, I know you. So when I mentioned my name, they would say, yes, oh, go.
Without checking?
I was okay. My human as I am, I felt all right, but I think that was a problem, because then, whatever I was carrying, if I was carrying anything, I'm gone. Without even influence peddling, I didn't even say anything. You said you recognized me, and then you allowed me to pass. So sometimes it's not even the influence. The police themselves do not, some of them, enforcement agencies themselves do not have the courage, the verve, the impetus, that audacity to confront some of these people. Because I see it all over the place. I see people with pendants in their car, police pendants, and they pass by, they see people with press, media and nobody's checking them, and they are going. So what happens? And that is a road that a lot of revenue leakages happen, like the
from the port to
the Dabala junction there. Yeah. That's where a lot of people, all the people who buy from Togo who wants to do, Kalabule, that's where they pass. So if you allow people to pass just because they have certain identity or they are known in society, that's where the crime is.
Very well.
So I think that we by ourselves should strengthen the security agencies to be firm in their enforcement of the law without, looking at name and face and all that. Sometimes it is themselves. The person has not even said anything. Oh, because he sees a V8 with a siren. Oh, well, minister, yes, sir. A policeman is stopping you and he's saluting you and putting his hand at the back and talking to you and bending and say, oh, chairman, your boys are on the road. What do you expect?
Yeah.
So I think that it is the weakness also of the security agencies in the enforcement of the law without looking at faces.
Very well. Thank you, Wanda. Let's say good morning to Kwesi Boche Jr. Kwesi Boche Jr. is with the MPP's communications team. He's been generous enough to join us. Kwesi, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, my dear brother Nana.
It's good to have you.
It's good to be here.
Well, the matter of Galamsey, illegal mining, is on the table again. This time, an NDC constituency chairman, somewhere Amansia South, I think, is being accused of trying to interfere in the arrest of some illegal miners who had been picked up by the police, claiming that they were his associates and therefore the police should release them. If this type of scenario should continue playing out, will we be able to win the fight against illegal mining?
Good morning to you, my dear brother. Good morning to Wanda. Good morning to everybody watching us. On my way, I was listening to Wanda, and he was trying to depoliticalize the issue of Galamsey. But we live in a country where Galamsey was on the ballot in the last election. It was clear that on 7 December 2024, many Ghanaians decided to vote for the NDC because of their promise to stop Galamsey. Galamsey was a major issue. You remember the Democracy Hub demonstration, about a week or 10 days demonstration to stop Galamsey. People were not happy and all that. And so Galamsey was on the ballot in the last election. And so Galamsey is a political issue. And it will take politicians to solve Galamsey. It will not take the clergy to solve Galamsey. It will not take CSOs to fight Galamsey. It will not take the media to fight Galamsey. All what they can do is to help government's commitment and efforts to fight Galamsey.
Right.
It's because it's the government that has the power to stop Galamsey. It is the president who has the executive powers to stop Galamsey. It is the president who is the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. When the NDC were in opposition, Sam George, today their communications minister, told us that if the then president wanted to fight Galamsey, he would do so in 24 hours. What has changed? Today we have a president. Is the president sitting on his ears? The president should end Galamsey. It is his job to end Galamsey. He promised the people of this country that when he was in opposition, that when voted into government, he was going to stop Galamsey within the first 120 days, use AI to stop Galamsey. Today, what is happening? His very people are involved in Galamsey. The president himself has admitted. And again, the president's admission did not have anything to do with the Professor from Boateng report. We all heard the president loud and clearly. Let's not try to twist the words of the president. The president was very unambiguous in his statement that his own people are involved in Galamsey and that he knows it for a fact. The president admitted to to his people CSOs, committing a crime. You know, Galamsey is a criminal offense and there are laws now. And so the president never made reference to the Frimpong Boateng report. And indeed, if the president made reference to the Frimpong Boateng report, it points to the fact that the president himself is not even on top of issues. Today, you have the executive powers. You have hauled several persons to the courtroom. If you know the people involved in Galamsey, you claim they are members of the MPP, take them to court. Take them to court.
But there are some already in court.
Prosecute them. That's fair.
Your Ashanti regional chairman is in court.
No, you see, he's not in court for illegal mining. His issue in court is a bit delicate, and because he's in court, I'll not even go there. Right. But he's not in court for doing Galamsey. No, that's not why he's in court. He's in court for giving his concession to some people without the authorization from Minerals Commission. But it is not that he was involved in Galamsey. That is not the reason why he's in court. But you see, the point is that President John Dramani Mahama lacks the commitment to fight galamsey. President John Dramani Mahama,
with all that he has said,
he lacks the commitment to fight galamsey. President John Dramani Mahama,
9 months for the first time has a budgetary allocation.
What
You don't think that's commitment
What
enough?
are they doing? His NDC people are involved in the thing.
The president has referred two of his
this is not
party executives to Yoko for investigations.
Wanda also tries to, I don't know if it's deliberate, but he mentioned that the investigation started in November. It's not true. The investigations started on 16th July 2025. That was the day the AG wrote to Yoko to investigate Abanga and Yamin. In fact, I took it upon myself to even file an RTI to the AG's department or the AG's ministry to follow up on the matter. The AG never responded to the matter. Till today, he never responded to the matter.
Will you do a follow-up?
Oh yes, I'll do a follow-up. I'll do an official follow-up soon. And so the president lacks the commitment to fight galamsey. Today, the galamsey situation has worsened. And it has worsened because NDC members are involved in galamsey. They are deeply involved in galamsey. Their third vice national chairman has been accused of being involved in galamsey. Their national organizer has been accused. Their DCEs have been accused. Their chairmen have been accused. This Amansia chairman is not the only chairman who has been accused. Recently, the Upper Dintra East chairman was also accused of being involved in galamsey. The Etiwa East chairman was also accused of being involved in galamsey. In fact, he actually stopped police people from entering his constituency to stop galamsey. The Amansia, the same
Does
Amansia,
he have that much power?
Because his people are in government.
Constituency chairman?
You see, Wanda tried to undermine the office of the constituency chairman. If you go to the district level, the constituency chairman is an influential figure when you go to the district level of our politics or the local level of our politics. If they were not important figures, they wouldn't have been even been elected for. But MPP, we have our constituency chairman. NDC also has him. They are very important people in the political structure of every political party. They wield some form of influence because this is the constituency chairman
for the party, but not in the administration.
And most often than not, you realize that it is the constituency secretaries who are appointed DCEs. So the chairman and the because the DC is the constituency secretary and they have a very good relationship with the chairman, you realize that sometimes they work hand in hand. It's something that they do together just to undermine and to destroy our water bodies. Nana, I am clear in my mind that the NDC government has no commitment to fight galamsey. Their people are involved. Today, we can say that Jubilee House is the headquarters of galamsey because if you have DCs involved in galamsey, the DCs they report directly to the president. DCs have been accused of being involved in galamsey.
Accused of, not found guilty of. So you can't by extension say that Jubilee House is
in a country where even when people are accused of embezzling state funds, we have the Attorney General of the realm who mounts a media platform to pronounce them guilty and even invite some of them to come and plea bargain. And so I have every right.
Does he pronounce them explicitly?
Yes. In the case of Edu Boahin, he said Edu Boahin is 44 years and that considering the charges, Edu Boahin will be sentenced 25 years. By the time he comes out, he'll be 74 years and so he should come for plea bargain.
But that's what some of the antis you lawyers employ to do your work. That's not a pronouncement.
This didn't happen in court. It happened in the media. And so I am saying that their DCs have been accused of being involved in galamsey.
Not found guilty.
They are, because they are people, you see, it's the same government. They are not going to charge them for any criminal offense.
Really?
But they're not the same people who came into government and found Noli Prosequa in all the high-profile cases involving their party people. And so they have no commitment to hold their people accountable.
But we've seen the same government in power before jail one of their own.
No, they didn't jail one of their own. You are talking about Abugapili. It is completely wrong to say they jailed one of their own. They initiated the criminal proceedings. The case was adjourned sine die, which means the case was adjourned without a date.
Right.
Government changed. There was a new Attorney General, the Honorable Gloria Kufu. She went to court. Date was given. Abu Gapele was sentenced in 2019, between 2018 and
but they
2019.
initiated proceedings against one of their own.
But if you initiate proceedings, it doesn't mean you secured conviction. These are very two distinct. You can initiate prosecution and not go to court again. And that is what happened in their case. And so they didn't jail Abu Gapele. The conviction of Abu Gapele happened under the tenure of President Akufo-Addo.
Very well.
And so these people are a bunch of hypocrites, a bunch of arrogant, a bunch of people that you cannot trust, a bunch of liars. They tell you they'll do this, they do otherwise. They tell you they'll stop Galamsey. Today you go to Fomena, the Fomena Teacher Training College. I was there a few days ago for Dr. Baumier's campaign when we were trying to speak to delegates for internal primaries. The Teacher Training College, a section of the Teacher Training College, the field there has been turned into a Galamsey site. Yes, has been turned into a Galamsey site. It is disheartening. You go to the Adansi enclave, people are mining with impunity. In fact, I don't know the last time you went to Kumasi by road. On your way to Kumasi, the Etiwa East police station, the Nyinem police station, people are mining over there with impunity, daylight.
The police station?
The police, just behind the police station. People are mining there with impunity. Galamsey is ongoing. Today, you showed him Galamsey water, he told you it's colored water. Really? Really wonder, would this have been your position some few months ago? Wonder, you cannot do this to the people of this country. They trusted you, they voted for you. You spoke to them, they listened. You told them the duty to fix Galamsey. It is your job to fight Galamsey. It is your job to tell President Mahama that, President Mahama, your own people are involved in Galamsey. President Mahama, stop them.
Thank you,
the people of this country are listening to you this morning. They want to hear from you. They want to hear your commitment in fighting Galamsey. It is your job. It is not my job to fight Galamsey. The only thing I can do to help you is to remind you that the water you are seeing is not colored water. Nobody has the time to color this water.
Thank you, Kwesi.
You are accusing City TV of showing colored water.
Channel 1 TV.
Channel 1 TV. And I think you people should take an exception to it. It's an indictment on
we
your
will clarify
reputation.
that on the show.
You should issue a disclaimer.
We have clarified it on the same platform.
Retract that you are showing the people of this country
colored
water.
Thank you. Wanda wants to respond.
Let me respond in just 2 minutes.
Right.
First of all, my name is Wanda Madilo. Dignify my grandfather enough and mention it well.
Sincere apologies, Wanda Madilo.
Yes. Number 2, you see, we have stopped responding to the MPP.
Why?
For their hypocrisy.
They just accuse you of hypocrisy. You also accuse them of
this is double standard. What did the MPP do about Galamsey? We have seen all kinds of drama. In fact, the president was so much asleep, including his vice president, Baumia. So much asleep on Galamsey, so much so that they even denied the existence of it.
But that same president placed a ban on legal mining at a point in his administration.
I'm going to go there. I'm stealing. I've stopped stealing for a while. Go back to steal. That makes me now a saint. I'm a thief. Then I stop for 1 month.
Thief.
Yes, then I stop for 1 month. Go back to go and steal again. Then suddenly I'm now
a second-hand thief.
So let's make progress with it. We have seen the MPP all this attempt at saying, "Oh, you are in power, you should fix it." Shut up and let's fix it. That's what we're asking for. The noise is too much. If you did one bit of what we are doing in government today, we shouldn't be where we are. Oh, you are forgetting the drama with Galamsey. The president at the time hypocritically said he was putting his presidency on the line. Even told us that in he almost lost the election in 20. They lost seat in 2020 because of Galamsey. What are you talking about? Suddenly these people have found their moral turpitude to talk to us about Galamsey.
That's why today they are in
opposition
in power.
And so you keep quiet because Ghanaians have shown you the exit. Stay there and stop PC in, like they say. Don't try and suddenly look as though you are a saint. These people told us they bought drones for even our Galamsey operations. We didn't find one.
You promised to use AI. Are you using it?
Of course, that's what we're doing. Even at the port, you didn't hear about the AI we're using at the port.
That's
we're using that.
AI to fight
Galamsey. It's all revenue assurance. It's part of revenue assurance.
The same Publican AI system is what you use to fight Galamsey.
You mentioned AI. You didn't mention a name of a
person. Yeah, you mentioned the port.
It's AI, several AI products. You said we're using AI, and I said yes. We have deployed it even at the port. Does that not make any good argument?
Which one are you using to fight Galamsey?
Listen, I'm saying that all this, even with Galamsey, part of the problem of Galamsey, or part of the reason why government needs to fight Galamsey is revenue assurance. Because we're losing so much of our
the thing is illegal. So what revenue are you going to assure?
Yeah, but that is why it is illegal. Because if it was legal, we would have made the money.
Yes, so you need to stop the illegality.
But that's what I'm saying. What else have I not said? What else have I not said? I am saying that the galamsey is having a devastating effect on us. True. Now government has to find revenue from somewhere to fix the water. Government has to find money from somewhere to fix the forest. Government has to find revenue from somewhere to fix the diseases that are coming up with it. True. So it's a loss.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that loss, the reason why government is fighting some of these things are the reason, not just even because somebody is a criminal or whatever of the sort, but the fact that government as a whole loses revenue by those actions. That's what I'm talking to. So the MPP shouldn't wake up suddenly in their squalor and in their thinking the overnight that suddenly Ghanaians have forgotten about the crimes they committed in this country. And he's a lawyer, and I'm so disappointed that he is pointing out people, he's a criminal, this one is this one is that, and other without any basis. And for that matter, if Akufo-Addo was bold enough to have taken,
I haven't said anybody's a criminal.
What did you say?
I was very clear.
No, what did you say?
The person
let me talk.
They have been accused. No, you are quoting me. I didn't say that.
Yeah.
If you are quoting me,
I didn't quote. No, I never quoted.
No, you said I'm a lawyer.
You are a lawyer, and you are saying that people are criminals.
And I said people have been accused.
No, that's not true.
If you want to say somebody's a criminal, say they are criminals.
And I remember even saying, that no court has found anyone guilty of any such.
So what is all this fuss? What is all this excitement? What is all this excitement?
You think they're overly excited?
No, they're overly excited for nothing. Offering no alternative.
So they should stop wagging their tails.
No, we believe that as an opposition party. Today we are happy they quote us. They quote us because we're offering good alternatives. What alternatives have they brought to the table?
But have you executed these alternatives you suggested
when
in
I'm talking, please give me some
let me make my point.
But let me make my point before you interject.
Very well.
I'm saying that the reason the MPP is able to quote us today is because we made alternatives available to them. Is that not it?
Yes.
What are we going to say about them? No alternative. You're just shouting. Another country is this. Another country is this. What is your alternative? What are you offering? Nothing.
But you agree there's a solution we need.
Which solution?
We need a solution to this galamsey.
That's what we're doing. That's why we need them to keep quiet and listen to what is happening.
Very well.
Listen to wisdom. Watch wisdom. Watch what is happening. If the position President Mahama has taken boldly to say that he cannot kid himself, that our people are not involved. If Akufo-Addo was honest enough at the time and taking that position, we won't be where we are. He actually denied that it was happening in government. He actually shielded people who were right at the Flagstaff House. Why? What's the name? BCU not working at the presidency? Was not an appointee of government right at the Flagstaff House? Charles BCU. Was he not right at the Flagstaff House? And you're talking about constituency executives. Why? When from what he wrote his report, I mentioned names of ministers, names of government appointees, high ranking. He said that he even had discussions with the presidency. Did you see that happening under our tenure? So if you failed in government and you lost your power and you lost it so miserably for the first time in this country, 41%, go and sleep and let's have our peace of mind. Then this disturbing us. You keep disturbing us with your noise because we are not interested. Why are we not interested? Because under your tenure, we saw wanton corruption. We saw how you abused power. We saw how you left this country.
It is also bad now.
Exactly. That's why they need to rethink their approach. It's not about shouting.
Right.
It's about offering alternatives.
Right.
And when the alternatives are coming, we'll appreciate the alternatives. But the shout, we are not interested in the shout.
Good morning, Nana. This is Abdul Ganiu Mankarigu from Savannah region. When it comes to the fight against illegal mining in the country, the NDC has disappointed Ghanaians. They told the people they could stop galamsey within a few days. Yet, after being in power for more than 1.5 years, the practice is still ongoing. Are they trying to suggest that it is still Nana and NPP members operating at the galamsey sites? They have deceived Ghanaians and the people are ready to vote against them in the 2028 elections. This one says, I still wonder why galamsey should become a political debate when it is a national issue affecting every Ghanaian. I agree with you. Even if a chairman, minister or government official steps down from office today, they still remain Ghanaians and will face the same consequences of polluted water, destroyed lands and environmental damage. This fight should never be about political parties or defending positions. It should be about protecting our rivers, our health, our future and the next generation. Ghana belongs to all of us and solving galamsey must be a collective responsibility, not a political argument. My name is Mohammed Al-Mahdi, also known as Lucky Treasure from Takoradi Technical University. I agree with you 100% on your position. Kwablavi of Pokwase, Benghazi says the illegal mining, popularly known as galamsey, is causing complex problems that we will find difficult to find solutions to. As we speak, illegal mining is taking place in almost every part of Ghana, and it makes it difficult to stop it. Indeed, that's why we need that collective approach to dealing with the menace and not to politicize it, who did worse than who, but we need solutions effective immediately. All right, there's an issue of xenophobic attacks in South Africa. 300 Ghanaians have expressed interest in repatriation. Yeah, I think you've earned the right of reply on this,
Yes,
but be
please.
brief about it.
I'll be very brief. You see, Wanda kept contradicting himself.
Really?
Yes.
How?
In one leg, he says that because the persons have only been accused of galamsey and have not been more or less convicted or it hasn't been established by any court that they are involved in galamsey, we should hasten slowly. That is the point he was trying to make. In another leg, he references Charles Bisu, and then he also references the Professor Frimpong Boateng
report.
Who in the Professor Frimpong Boateng has been convicted for engaging in galamsey.
You lack the political will.
No, who has
You
been
lack the
convicted?
political will.
I
There
was
was a-
quiet. I was quiet when you were speaking.
He was suggesting you've forgotten.
Okay,
When did you?
okay,
how did you
interject,
go?
interject, interject.
He only came in when
Okay,
you
interject.
mentioned
You
him.
supported him to interject to allow
I
me
did
to
not
do that.
support him to
No,
interject.
you did
that.
He only
You
came
did
in
that.
when you mentioned him
You did that.
as
So
being a
interject.
lawyer and accusing
Interject,
people of.
interject.
Yeah,
Why
but
you
he's
feel
talking
the
about accusations, right? Accusations.
No, he's saying that the names mentioned, no one has been found guilty.
You
by
made
any
your
And
court.
I
point.
said that.
You made your point.
I made
Wanda.
that point on the
Before
premise
he came,
that
you
you
had
are
45
unable-
minutes to
you
speak
did
on
not
galamsey.
have
The political
I
will
spoke
to
for
fight.
have the
3
political
minutes.
Very
You
well.
used all your
Very
time
well.
to
Thank you.
allow
Thank
me.
you.
Wanda,
Thank you.
please,
Kwesi, please carry on.
So the point is that you are only contradicting yourself. You've said nothing. But the fact still remains that your party people are involved in galamsey. Your president in opposition was an anti-galamsey champion. Today, his party people are galamsey champions. Your party people, they are involved in galamsey.
Likewise, yours.
Their party, if our party people are involved in galamsey, they are in government. They should arrest them. It's as simple as that. When was the last time you heard that the constituency chairman of the MPP has been accused of being in galamsey? There are people that are involved in galamsey. You see, then he makes the point that we should shut up. We will not shut up. You want us to shut up so that you continue raping our forest.
No, we
will
don't have your
not
time.
shut
We
up.
don't have your time.
We will call you to order.
We will get-
They say
We
they will
will
listen to
remind
you.
you of
You
your
can shut-
promises.
you can shut the
We
rooftop.
will not shut up.
They say they will listen to
No,
you,
we will
so
not
what would
shut
you
up.
do?
No, they have a right to shout.
You see.
You've
they
been
should
going
shout.
to Cocoa
They should
Farm
keep
since no
shouting.
one is listening to you.
Today,
They should keep shouting.
the NDC, a social democratic party, is telling the opposition to shut up because we are criticizing and calling them out for
They're
being
saying that
involved and being complicit in galamsey.
start
the
offering
point,
They are
alternatives.
telling
the
us to
point you're
shut up.
making is that if you are going to come with alternatives,
My
fine.
dear brother.
But if
My
you're only
dear
going
brother.
to shout,
My
then
dear
it's just
brother.
noise.
My dear brother.
Who is the
My dear
noise?
brother. You are not to interpret what Wanda says.
I'm here.
He can speak for
Wanda-
himself.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wanda was very clear.
Yes.
He says the MPP should shut up because we have lost an election. And so we should shut up.
But he asked for
and
alternatives.
that
Is that what
our
I said?
position
He asked for
and
alternatives.
that whatever we are saying, he describes them as noise. And I'm telling him that the opposition will not shut up.
And I will say,
Why
continue
will
the
not
noise.
shut up? Because your chairman, your constituency chairman, your national executives, your entire party hierarchy are deeply rooted in galamsey.
Under your tenure, it was the whole Flagstaff house that
You
was-
people are doing galamsey.
Under your tenure,
You see,
it was the whole
this is
Flagstaff
so
house.
isn't it?
Galamsey.
You see,
That was
Gentlemen,
involved.
hold on. Gentlemen, hold on. You
If
see,
under my
This-
tenure,
this argument is
let
well-
me land on this
Kwesi,
before you
how
come
deep it was.
quickly. If my party people or the entire Jubilee House granted without admitting that they were involved in galamsey,
You better admit.
that is why the good people of this country
Voted
showed
you
us
out.
the red card, so that you people will come in and do the right thing.
You did not become
You
to
people
police
came,
suddenly because you
you
lost
people
elections.
came, you are using our standard, and now your entire government and party machinery
They are
are
using your standard.
involved in
Oh, you
galamsey.
can't find-
Yes, they are using our standards.
Oh, no.
They
The
are using
standards
our
they accuse you of.
Yes, and now they are using our standards.
No,
So
no,
these people are involved in galamsey, and we will not shut up. And Wanda tries to make the case that they are trying to fight galamsey revenue assurance, blah blah. There is no revenue assurance anything linked to galamsey. It is just like trying to say that you want to tax prostitution. That is exactly what you are trying to say. That cannot be the case.
No,
Wanda, the point is that Your party people, it's a very simple argument.
No, let me.
And it's a very simple conversation.
Well.
The fact is that your party people came to government at the back of the promise that they were going to stop Galamsey. Now your party people are involved in Galamsey. You people lack the political will to fight Galamsey. Your Jubilee House appointees are involved in Galamsey. Your constituency chairman and party executives are involved in Galamsey. And today you wonder. Is the one defending persons involved in Galamsey? 50 months ago, you were very, 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 very agitated about Galamsey and the fact that Galamsey is
what we are doing in skewing the argument or the conversation this way, it's not helping us. This is a national issue that we need solutions to. It's not about comparisons and equalization.
Nobody is comparing.
That is my challenge. But let's not compare and equalize.
Nobody's comparing.
Let's find solutions to the problem.
So whose job it is to fight Galamsey?
They are in power now.
So
but you have been there before. You tried a few things. Did not work. Can you help with suggestions, alternatives?
No, we have told them.
Alternatives.
These people are not listening.
You have spoken for all this while without one alternative.
You see, when I started, I made a point that the president is sitting on his ears. His appointees are sitting on their ears. The communicators are sitting on their ears. They are all sitting on their ears. They are not listening to the CSOs. They are not listening to Erastus Asai Donko and the media people who are helping fight Galamsey. They are not listening to you. You ask him about the AI. With the AI, which AI are you using to fight Galamsey?
Very well. Thank you. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll come back and continue the conversations. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 Television. We're having the news review segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm ready to give it my all, my talent, dedication, heart, everything for this journey. What's all this?
Welcome to the Breakers.
You need more than a rhythm to survive these phases.
June to 19 July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch all 104 matches, as little as 58 Ghana cedis, live on SuperSport, only on DSTV.
Turn up your sound experience with the We Hear speakers by Lovi. From the sleek We Hear 1 to the powerful We Hear 2, and now the premium We Hear Pro, fully endorsed by Kylian Mbappe. This is not just a speaker, it's a flexible, high-performance outdoor Bluetooth speaker built to bring your music to life anywhere. With up to 100 watts of music power, you get bold, immersive sound wherever you go. All available in stylish standout colors. Now the good news. From April 20th to May 20th, grab yours at a special discounted price. The We Hear 1 now at 400 Ghana cedis, the We Hear 2 at 900 Ghana cedis, and the premium We Hear Pro now at 3,800 Ghana cedis. Don't miss out. Call 020-195-7739 or pick up at the Atlantic Towers. You can also grab yours at Orange FM Kumasi, Plus FM, or 3 Music TV in Accra. Number 12 of Funya Street at Belengpe. Don't miss out on this special discounted offer. It's the We Hear promo powered by Lovi. We Hear, feel the power, hear the difference.
And all their modern ambition pace, there is no margin for error. So much here is familiar.
Over 1900 games brought us here.
There is not a sporting heat quite like this.
But history doesn't care about the journey.
The Premier League is the best league in the world.
La Liga is far and beyond the biggest winner.
It only remembers how it ends.
You bought it. It's not a word. You bought it.
8 titles. 1 month of mayhem to decide them all.
Outstanding from Patrick Dorgan.
Stay connected and watch GoTV to catch the football season finale this May. It's on.
So I think this would do.
The Blanksons airs every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. and is sponsored by Alt Insecticide, Nasco Electronics, Lizzie Shito, and Everpack on Channel 1 TV.
The vibe is too much.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 Television. We're having the news review segment. Wanda Madilo is here. Kwesi Butwe Jr. is also here. A few quick messages and then we'll move on to our next topic. The NDC said they will declare state of emergency at the Galamsey site. What's happening now? Question for the gods. The NDC man in your studio has no shame. They politicized Galamsey fight when MPP was in power. He can only make such submissions. I'm not getting this properly. Is that when the president stood on political platforms to say he would discharge all convicted people engaged in Galamsey when he wins power? Today, what is he saying? Okay. This one says, host, kindly ask the lawyer, MPP rep, what his party and former president did about Galamsey during their 8 years in office. Our rivers are polluted, forests destroyed, farmlands damaged, and communities suffered under their watch. So, what is he expecting the current government to solve? How is he expecting the current government to solve such a deep-rooted problem within just 1 year? And that is unrealistic. At least the current administration has shown commitment by intensifying security operations against illegal mining. Yes, very long message. This one says, good morning, Nana. Please tell Mr. Wonder to stop provoking us this morning. That is the reason why Ghanaians voted for the NDC. If he does not have any point about the Galamsey topic, it's better for him to keep quiet. Is NPP in power? He's asking. He should not provoke us. NDC should stop the Galamsey. It is a national issue and not an NDC issue. And we should fight it. So this is Patrick from Tama East sending that one in. All right. The students have completed the BECE. They are doing placements for SHS program. And we're being told, according to a report by Africa Education Watch, that over 72,000 qualified BECE candidates risk missing placement. We've come a long way with the CSSPS computerized school placement system, but it looks like we still have challenges confronting the system. Sometimes students who live far off from schools they choose are made day students. Other times, students who pick certain schools do not get placement into these schools, irrespective of their qualification or the grades they scored. The cycle is about to begin again now that the BECE has ended. So how do we nip this in the bud? I wonder, how do we address the challenge with this CSSPS? And then, of course, ensure that qualified students gain access to senior high schools to continue their education. Kwesi, let me start with you on this education bit. 72,000 qualified candidates risk missing placement. How much of a worry is this?
What is the reason? What was
the reason is that the computerized system itself has challenges, and it more has to do with identifying students within locations and assigning them or placing them in schools of choice. That helps with one, distance, and of course the location, as well as accommodation, whether you're going to be a boarder or a day student. So somebody in Karachi East maybe wants to go to Tama Secondary School and he's made a day student. So how do we address some of these challenges going forward?
I generally think that it's a serious concern if over 72,000 qualified BC candidates risk missing school placement under the free senior high school policy. Because you see, under the MPP, we didn't have this kind of challenge. That's why I asked you what the challenge is. If the challenge has to do with the computer placement system, I think it's something that can be rectified. something, because it's a system, it's a software.
True.
I think it's something that can be rectified. The students finished their BC exams just last week.
Yeah.
I think it will take about 3 to 4 months for the examiners to mark the papers and to release the results. And so the government has enough time to fix any challenges associated with the computerized placement system. I do not think that the problem has to do with space or any challenge that has to do with the free senior high school policy. I don't think it's a policy challenge, but I think that it's a challenge that has to do with the computerized system. And so it's something that can be fixed. And so it should be fixed. I am one person who would not play politics with education because I am only able to sit here this morning to speak to Ghanaians because of education.
Yeah.
Growing up, I watched people, I watched friends, I watched families, very intelligent ones who couldn't make it to senior high school because of money. And so I think that the free senior high school policy is one of the most transformative and life-changing policies across the country that has impacted several lives. But for education, I'll say this again, none of us would have been sitting here. And so I think that it is something that we really need to pay attention to. This government must try as much as possible to safeguard the free senior high school policy. No policy is 100% efficient or 100% perfect. I agree if there needs to be modifications and some few changes to the policy. I agree. However, the policy as it was under the previous government was largely successful.
There are concerns that the available school capacity may not match the rising demand. This BEC had about 620,000 candidates sitting for the exam.
Yeah.
And we still have infrastructural challenges with our senior high schools. So capacity matters.
Do you know the challenge? The challenge with our senior high schools doesn't really have to do with capacity. The real challenge has to do with some selected schools. Everybody wants to go to the PSEX, the Achimota, the Ghana National, and all that. And that is why when we're in government, our policy position was that let us expand the existing senior high schools that the students like. Today, if you build a new senior high school here at Tesano, it may interest you to know that no student will even, or very few students would want to come to your school, even though it's a nice school and all that. They all want the old traditional schools, the Adisandels, the Francipem. And so when we're in government, the present decision was that let's expand the dormitories, the classrooms of these existing senior high schools that the students want, rather than building new secondary schools. However, the new secondary schools should be converted into STEM senior high schools. That's why we have the Abomosu STEM and the other STEM senior high schools and whatsoever. And so if you go to Adisadel, you go to Francipem, you go to Achimota, you go to St. John's just here, you go to Accra Girls just here, the government of the MPP built new dormitories, built new classrooms, built new dining halls.
Expanded infrastructure.
Yes, we expanded infrastructure in all those senior high schools. I have the data of all of them.
And this can be verified.
Yes, this can be verified.
Built, completed,
they are watching us. In Francipem, we did so. They
government did?
Yes.
Not all students' union?
No, we did. Government did. And some of the projects were also done in conjunction with the Old Students' Union. Government in partnership with the Old Students' Union and all that. And so I think that this government has an obligation to make sure that the free senior high school policy runs. They shouldn't hide under some of these things to make excuses for the policy. The policy should run, the policy should go on.
When you took over from the NDC, there was a day school system policy that was in place. Did you work on that? Because that would then have the E-blocks.
You see, I don't want to do politics with this matter again, but you see, most of the E-blocks were constructed at places where accessibility or even roads to the place were not even proper. You go to Bono region, I'll give you a classical example. I'll not talk about Accra. You go to Bono. They constructed one around German North, between German North and German South. From the main community to the school would take you about 1 hour 45 minutes. The building was the school
by road.
Yes, by road. The school was.
I know by road. Is by motor or by car or on foot.
Unless you go by motor, because you know the road was very deplorable. You cannot go with a vehicle. The school was constructed close to the farmlands, and so the students didn't want the school.
So the siting of the E-blocks was a challenge.
They all wanted to come to Brekum and Sunyane. They didn't want to go to the E-block schools, and so that is why you have the challenge where, at the end of BC, all the students want to go to St. James at Sunyane. They all want to go to Brekum Senior High School and the other major schools. Nobody wanted to go to the E-blocks, but I think that it was a fantastic idea that if it was managed properly, it could have really solved a lot of challenges in this country. I have told you that I am not one that will do politics with education because the lives of our younger generation depends on it. A nation without education is a nation without a future. And so education is very important. If it would take, and it doesn't matter the kind of political party that you know put policies in place to help people go to school. Because at the end of the day, if our young people are going to secondary schools, their party cards will not be requested. The political affiliation of their parents or siblings will not be requested. And so it is important that we all come together and make sure that the younger generation have very important and very solid foundation and very solid education. And so I would not play politics with them. I know one that would want to play politics with them.
How do you know?
But the fact of the matter again is that the free senior high school policy is the most transformative and impactful policy in the Fourth Republic. So
the free senior high school policy introduced the double track operations because there was an issue with if like
double track. It was a triple track. It's a double track. We had green, blue, and all those.
Right.
So stop now calling double track. It went from double track to triple track. You get to know.
Well, that's what it was called.
We have red, we have yellow, and we have what?
You know,
green.
You can even call it 1 hour track. But the point is that the free senior high school policy remains the most impactful policy in the Fourth Republic.
When you talk about education, the FPP feders get very ruffled because you see, they offer very little in the educational program of this country.
Really?
Yeah, very little.
Despite the introduction of
they are only interested in changing names of schools. That is all they do. Nothing.
That's at the university level.
That's all they do, even at the university level. Look at the foundation of all our universities.
But you've reversed all of
UDS,
that.
UDS, 4 campuses. Today grown to 4 campuses. 5 now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because Tamale is now a campus. Tamale, Nyankpala, Wa, Navrongo, and one more.
I think 4.
You know, so 5.
No, I think it's 4.
So we have Wa, we have Navrongo, we have Nyankpala, we have Tamale,
yeah,
and whatever. Okay.
Yeah,
so, and that is only through the sweat of Chairman Rollins. $50,000 given to him for the hunger project. He said, no, this country, we deserve better. Set up a university, and today is doing very well. UEW doing very well. They now have like 4 or 5 campuses, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. University of Ghana has city campus and many campuses all over the place. And somebody only tries to change the name to his godfather, the name of a family father of their political party. That's where we got to. Even common UPS here. When I say common, I mean out of the sweat of an individual. It's not as if government even invested and was taken over by government later. That want to try to change it. So when you mention education, they are ruffled. Their feathers are very ruffled because they did nothing really in educational front except to say that free SHS, even free SHS without proper foundation. I tell you why. Free SHS does not even have a proper roadmap in terms of funding. They went for our funds, our oil funds that we have been saving for years in order to fund free SHS. In fact, they cited it as one of the reasons why the economy was collapsing. So today, now they are telling us that free SHS, we haven't stopped free SHS. What has happened? And I can tell you for a fact, what has happened is that in exiting government in the last time, in 2016, the agenda was to expand our secondary infrastructure because we do have a lot of deficit in that area. And I hear people say, they built the school far away from whatever. This far away. It beats logic for somebody to say that, a school sited in this country is far away. When I came to Presec Legon in 1996, from Tetequashi roundabout to Presec was one way. In fact, the cars go in one way. You go this one there, the police allow this side to go for a while, they stop, then this side also come one way. Sometimes we even used to walk because it was far from where access will be. Apart from Medina, which between Medina and Presec there was a huge forest, so you cannot even go through at the time. Today is a city, it's a town. So this lame argument, this based argument from the MPP that the schools were kept in the villages and all that. What is that one to? What is that one to? So because of that, you didn't finish one. 8 years in government, an investment of that nature. Same was done to Sanglemi. 200 schools were being at various stages of completion, and you couldn't touch one to finish up. Why? And you, in your own report, said that 4 of them were ready to be used, and even said 47 of them were at various stages of completion. Yet none of that was done. 8 years in government, and today you want us to applaud you and say that you did something in education. You did nothing. You wasted our time. You allowed BC students to even go to secondary school without any grade point cut off any longer. So now everybody aggregate 69, you are going 90, you are going because still no quality standards. Look, education thrives on 3 legs.
Quantity over quality.
Yes, education thrives on 3 legs. I wish I can remember all the 3. One is access, the other is quality, and the other is something else. But the focus should be access and quality. They sacrifice our quality for all of that. Even to the extent that we have to drop out from the WAEC system of exams. That WAEC has to start exams for Ghana alone.
Oh, but wasn't that because of COVID?
Which COVID? Are we the only ones who suffered COVID? Was Ghana
COVID
the only
affected the calendar.
Which calendar? It affected only
the exam
Ghana.
Calendar.
The COVID affected only Ghana. There were West African countries who were worse off under COVID than Ghana was. But we started COVID and Ukraine war as everything that collapsed our economy and our country.
And so the exam calendar was not as a result of ESHS.
But why are we the only ones? It was for Anglophone countries in West Africa. Why are we the only ones out? That's what I'm asking.
Suddenly, now we are back.
Well, the COVID came to Ghana different from it went to Nigeria.
Now we are back. WASSCE begins today.
Yeah, thanks to John Mahama, we are back to the WAEC standard. So a lot is being done in terms of quality. What is happening to this particular statement is that the B students this year is about 600 and something thousand. We've been recording like 480, 510 and all that. Now it's over 100,000 over. We are saying that if we keep the system the way it is without a cutoff point, 72,000 people are likely to suffer not getting schools. Now I hear a lot of statement about, we have done a lot, we have improved infrastructure. Now I'm a student, a former student of Presec Legal, and I have been an alumni president for 4 years before I even handed over just a few months ago. And I can tell you, under even my own tenure, I led my colleagues to build an AI lab, first in this country. And an AI lab that is cost us 7 million Ghana cedis. Beautiful, we commissioned it. Government couldn't do any of this. Look, there was a project in Presec Legon, the administration block that was built under John Mahama because of the good works of Okujeto when he was deputy. He's also a former student of Presec Legon. In fact, he's my year mate. They built, I won't say he, but the government built an assembly hall that was bigger than the one we had, and they had closed the one we had for renovation. It's still undergoing renovations by the old students. The new one that was built is being used, but the administration block has been there for the period, the 8 years of the MPP. And everything was completed. I can show you pictures. Everything was completed. They only needed to put in lighting system and commission it. It's been there till today. You see? So you don't have the moral testimony to even discuss this matter. We are saying that government is committed to doing this. It's because also we have removed the green-blue system.
The double track.
The double track system. That's why this is also...
That's where the problem is coming from. Because that will reduce the intake capacity
so
of the
it's
schools.
Not because of the computerized placements.
The placement has its own challenges.
The placement challenge has to do with the fact that people get posted when they are above the threshold. For instance, you want to go and do science in Presec. Those days in our years, we wrote 12 subjects. You need minimum 11 ones, 12 ones to do science. And I was subjected to that. I did science. But today, you go to Presec and somebody's got aggregate 28 and they want you to do science. So the standards are falling. We are saying that let's have a system where, in fact, before we even left government, we decided that BC students can do a receipt. After you've written and you're not, you can do a receipt. None of that is happening longer. So we sacrifice quality, and that's where we are. Capacity is also being expanded. I know a couple of schools that are expanding their boarding house system and all that. The reason for the 200 schools was for us to take care of those who may not get access to the boarding system. The boarding system actually put a lot of pressure on government because feeding grants and all that will have to come in and all that. Accommodation, water, electricity, all of that.
So what do we do about the 72,000?
No, government is already taking steps to address the issue. A few of the EE blocks have already been earmarked for completion for that to happen. The STEM schools, we are told that they claim they've been ranting over. Some of them were not schools newly built. Only I think about 3 of them were newly built. Majority of them are existing schools, like in Presec. They just put together something and say STEM. It's a course added. It is not infrastructure added.
Like one.
Yes. There's a course outline that is added to the science program, not an infrastructure. So when we're talking infrastructure, the MVP should spare us and let's do proper infrastructure argument, which is the fact that we need to expand access, and I know a lot of schools are going through that. Government also intends to have at least vacation schools, so that people who are not getting enough contact time with teachers can have that, So a lot of
let's tie it into
that's why we don't like the noise.
Let's tie it into tertiary education, and then of course hostel fees.
Yes, go ahead.
The
Yes,
Education Ministry has had cause to set up a committee to probe exorbitant fees.
Yes.
Briefly on that, we're almost out of time.
So this is the privatization and PPP or whatever, public-private partnership.
Yeah,
it's always a double-edged sword. In one breath, they help you to shore up your infrastructure needs, but in another breath is the profit motive, when they decide to now looking for profit. So a lot of our hostels fees have gone up marginally. In fact, from where some years back we've been battling some of these issues. Government wants to see what is the real rate. Is it just taking advantage of the students? Because the Pentagon and all, they are paying excess of 12,000 per semester to sleep in a room. All of that we need to stop. We cannot continue to assume luxury in our universities, especially because there are rooms that people, so one person wants to stay in a room for what? When we need space. So some of those things will crack down on them and allow everybody to have access. It's only 4 years in the university. What is this business about coming to take a whole room and then you are paying 12,000? Then you also shout and say government is not doing anything. So we'll crack down on some of those things. We'll still have the system where we can have 1 for 5 students in a room. It allows for unity, allows for bonding, allows for even personal development and social networking. So all that will be reset and we can get going as a country. A lot has to be done. To be honest, we cannot pretend that we don't have challenges. There are a lot of challenges in all our, from the hospitals to the universities to the schools and all that. But it will take conscious development of this infrastructure in order to take care of the numbers.
Very well. Kwesi, tertiary education, accommodation and exorbitant rents.
Before I go to the tertiary education, on the free senior high school matter, on infrastructure, the previous government, the NPP government, built 681 new dormitories.
Where?
Across the various existing senior high schools. Like I've mentioned to you, we built some at Achimota Senior High School. You go to Asante Region, St. Louis, 681 dormitories in existing senior high schools. We built 502 laboratories, science laboratories, IT laboratories, and so and so on. And we built 1,132 classroom blocks across existing senior high schools. Again, we built 32 state-of-the-art TVET institutions. We restored the teacher training allowance. We cleared the 3-year backlog. Their previous Jomahama Part 1 left.
Teacher training allowance, they say if you cancel it, you can employ more teachers.
We built 10 STEM senior high schools and over 300 STEM laboratories across existing senior high school. You go to get fund and whatsoever. We did so much over there. Today, it is their time to do it. Wanda spoke. He couldn't give us any solution to the 72,000 deficit that is ahead of us.
What is your solution?
I'm not in government.
No, but
He's supposed to give us solutions.
Suggest?
No, not to worry. You have been offended to me by asking me solutions.
You say if
I gave you solutions in my analysis. I told you that they should fix the CPS system. If the challenge has to do with the CPS system, they should fix it. Wanda talks about a cutoff. I don't think that the cutoff is the solution. Because the solution should not be targeted at depriving students of education. That is not a proper solution. The solution should be at finding a common ground to accommodate all students. You understand? But if you say you are setting a target and let's say a cutoff point, say if you get below aggregate 30, you are not going to get a school. What happens to all the students who get above aggregate 30? Doesn't mean you are depriving them of education.
Touch on the
because
rents,
of space.
The rents for me.
You see, on the rent matter, the president doesn't need a report to know that charging 12,000 Ghana cedis as hostel fees at TF Hostel at Legon is criminal. He doesn't need a report to do so. The students are paying. First semester they paid, last semester they paid. Rooms that were for 4,600, they were now paying 8,000 Ghana cedis. Rooms that were for 8,000 Ghana cedis, they were now paying 12,000 Ghana cedis. The president doesn't need a report to know this, or doesn't need a committee to know this. What the students need is a refund. They don't need a report. And so these are matters that
no, but they were not forced to pay.
These are matters. They didn't have options. They didn't have options.
No, you could have had options.
They didn't have options. Do you know how it is very difficult to get hostel accommodation at University of Ghana?
If you have 12,000, you can also find an equally cheaper room around.
No, it comes with security. The hostel facilities, with the hostel facilities, you are sure of the security, the campus security. But if you go and rent outside campus, you're on your own. Again, proximity to lecture halls. You know, some of the halls arrange for shuttles for their students and all that. If you rent outside campus, you are getting all these services. Then you should pay the 12,000. No. Let's not sit here to justify that 12,000 Ghana cedis is reasonable for 1,100 students.
It's not. But let's also not glorify a student seeking luxury.
This is not luxury. This is not luxury. This is just a place they can put their heads down, a place they can just relax. Under the previous government, it wasn't so. Nana to fall. Let us not try to rationalize what is happening. What is happening is also not. Oh, let me make my point. Nana to fall. What is happening? Nana to fall. The point I'm making is that what is happening is not an isolated incident.
True.
What is happening forms part of the growing concern that the cost of living is skyrocketing. Cost of living is going high. Today inflation is down, but cost of living is skyrocketing. Even their school fees has even increased. What is happening is not proper.
You should be sticking to facts and stop this your propaganda.
These people.
No, carry on.
These people do not think about the student. All what they think about is to get money to buy excavator and go into the forest to do galamsey. That is all they are thinking about. This government breathes, drinks, and thinks about galamsey 24/7.
Thank you.
And that is why Rwanda has not been able to give us a single solution to the SHS challenge and the university challenge. Today you are going to say that you are going to scrap one in a room. Today you are thinking of scrapping one in the room
30 seconds.
as a solution to
Thank you. 30 seconds. Let's go.
That's why we said noise is not good. That's why we said noise is not good.
30 seconds.
You see,
will not hear. You
keep
I have stated clearly what the roadmap is.
Somebody is making noise. Somebody should shut up. Somebody shouldn't talk. Somebody shouldn't do that.
Hold on.
No, you shouldn't say those things. It's not proper. You shouldn't say those things.
I have stated clearly what the roadmap is in terms of the numbers.
Yeah.
I've stated that the government has taken note of it.
Government has done zero.
I have said that
government is sleeping. Government has done
take care
zero.
of the computer placement system. I've said that the school's infrastructure will be expanded. I've said that we are even introducing vacation schools.
They have no plans to expand.
Maybe we should bump up some of the schools from B and C categories to A categories.
We have talked about quality as well. They won't listen. This is why they lose. They always lose elections.
Gentlemen, thank you. Thank you. Wonder Madiyo of the NDC, Kwesiboche Jr. of the MPP. I am Nanatufo Boateng of Channel 1 TV. Many thanks for your time.
Every day, we make choices. Some big, some small.
What would you be doing today? I want this or...
Every day, we make choices. And sometimes, choices that shape our hearts.
Hi.
Whether it's a long-term or short-term decision. The Lydia Ranger gives you the power to truly decide. With Lydia, you truly decide.
Are you ready to explore Ghana? A land of rich heritage, A land alive with culture. A land of unforgettable adventures. From breathtaking landscapes to wildlife, festivals and nightlife that never sleeps. But planning the perfect trip can feel overwhelming. Now, everything you need is in one place. With Ghana Tourism Marketplace, you can book hotels, discover tours, rent cars, connect with expert guides, and explore destinations across the country. You can also get tickets for amazing experiences like Movie in the Park at Platinum Bay Hotel, Uncle Ebo White Theatre shows, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park visits, and more. So go ahead, plan your journey and experience Ghana your way. Ghana Tourism Marketplace is brought to you by Ghana Tourism Development Company, your official gateway to discovering Ghana.
June to 19 July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch all 104 matches, as little as 58 Ghana cedis, live on SuperSport, only on DSTV.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,247.
Hey, Abili, wabedim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
June to 19 July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch all 104 matches from as little as 98 Ghana cedis, live on SuperSport, only on GoTV.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Samacha Sapapadia to Amame Manfo. Kale Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so by a man swing, Nesasu Mama Hoto, so I will beg you.
Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kale Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kale, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
June to 19 July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch all 104 matches, as little as 58 Ghana cedis, live on SuperSport, only on DSTV.
Good
morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's still Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV, and my name is Chris Carter. Normally, I would be here with Philip, but obviously Philip is on site, and we are going to be seeing him later on the show. But I'd just like to remind you that Nanatu Fobwatan started the show with his panel as they went through some topics that are shaping the country politically. So from now to 11, I'm going to be bringing you the rest of the show. Now it's time for us to check out some of the reminders that we would like to put you on in case you don't know what happens here on Channel 1 TV. Remember that the Blanksons drama series is coming up Thursday, and that is tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. for a brand new episode. So the Blanksons is a TV series originally created by us here on Channel 1 TV, and it's about a Ghanaian family setting. So all the excitement that happens in the Ghanaian family setting, you are going to be seeing it. The white sides, the black sides, and of course all the gray sides. So get ready to be excited. So bring together the family, sit around the TV and enjoy it. But the exciting thing about this is it doesn't just show on, Thursdays. We are actually very kind, and we repeat it during the week too. So we have Friday 11:30 a.m., Saturdays 7 p.m., Sunday 4:30 p.m., Tuesdays 3 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. We'd like to say a very big thank you to NASCO Electronics, Lizzie Shito, Out Mosquito Coil, and Everpack for helping us with this and sponsoring this. So, ladies and gentlemen, make a date with us 7:30 p.m. and enjoy the Blanksons. All right, we also have the World Cup Central. World Cup Central, as we gear closer to the World Cup, it's about 30-something days to the World Cup now. We always like to take you on the journey of the World Cup world when it comes to football. And the exciting thing about it is that we're not only taking you on the journey, we also get experts, people who have been in World Cup competitions, people who have coached, players of the World Cup. They come, we get to talk to them, we analyze, we break things down, and it's all about everything in the football world. So make a date with us here on Channel 1 TV every Friday at 3 p.m. Gabi Ofe is your host, and he's going to be taking you through the world of World Cup via the World Cup Central right here on Channel 1 TV. Talking about Channel 1 TV, do not forget to download the Channel 1 News app. The Channel 1 News app is the only app from this country that actually links you to the news and all the important information that you need to know coming from Ghana and beyond. Where can you get it? Head straight to Google Play Store, and then you can download it on all your Android devices. It could be your phone or your tablets. The only thing you need is an internet connection. So you can be in Antarctica, you can be in Europe, you can be in America, Asia, anywhere in the world. If there's internet in space, you can probably access it, but I don't know if there's internet in space yet. I don't know if that has been created yet. But anywhere there's internet, you can actually access this. So all you need to do is download the Channel 1 News online app on Google Play Store to stay connected with us. Very simple. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to also download it. All right. So now it's time for us to get straight into the trends. And obviously this is very awkward for me because usually I like to do this with Philip, but I'm going to be doing this alone. And if you're wondering what the trends is about, probably you're joining us for the first time. The trend is everything buzzing on social media. That topic that makes you want to be part of the conversation, that makes you want to jump on the thread, that makes you want to have a social media account because it's just hot gist. Yes, so basically it's everything that is buzzing and making everyone talk on social media. And the social media platforms we're talking about, either Facebook, Instagram, X, popularly known as Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, etc. Now, the one that came up yesterday, it actually started in the news and then trickled down to social media. An independent MP, Kwame Ohene Frimpong, was detained at Amsterdam. Well, Clark Ebenezer Ahuma Jiato announced the detention late Tuesday, with Speaker Alban Bagbin coordinating with Ghana's mission in The Hague for details. So Frimpong, who won the Asante Achim North seat as an independent candidate in December 2024 and joined the NDC caucus, faces unconfirmed allegations from sources of FBI linked in financial crimes like money laundering and $32 million romance scams. No official reasons have been given, and Frimpong previously denied similar claims. Reactions have actually ranged from sympathy to speculations on his seat's future. So that's it from, that's a message from Parliament of Ghana's social media page about the detention in Hague, Netherlands, of Honorable Member for Asante Achim North constituency, Mr. Kwame Ohene Frimpong. And it says, it has come to the attention of the Parliament that Honorable Member of the Asante Achim North constituency, Mr. Kwame Ohene Frimpong, has been detained in the Schiphol Airport, Amsterdam, in Netherlands. Okay, I can't see that clearly. The Honorable Speaker and the mission in Hague. Okay, actually, the Honorable Speaker and the leadership of the House are in touch with the Ghana's mission in Hague for detailed information on the matter. The public will be duly informed appropriately on this matter. And this is signed by the Clerk to Parliament, Mr. Ebenezer Ahuma Jetro. Yeah, we actually have comments on that, as we said. So let us check out some of the comments, what people are saying. Honorable Pa, with them, they do like this, like they're in home country, like they do press conference, remove the news from the system. My pidgin is bad. Not the kind of news you would want to hear. He is that guy I admire so much, and still waiting for final confirmations. In Ghana, it would have been, do you know who I am? Detained does not mean wrongdoing. It could be an immigration issue. Well, this is concerning news. I hope the situation is resolved swiftly and fairly. It's important to respect due process and ensure the rights of all individuals are upheld. All right, and that's all from what people are saying on social media concerning the issue of the Honorable that has been detained in Amsterdam. And now another one, and this concerns women's health, and it's a very, very, very good step when it comes to women's health, especially women suffering PCOS. There's been a bit of breakthrough, and this breakthrough I'm not talking about complete healing, but there's been exciting news. So the name, it's going to be changed from PCOS, which we all know as polycystic ovary syndrome. It's now renamed to polyendocrine metabolic ovarian syndrome, which is PMOS. And one will wonder why. I'm going to explain why. But this has been going on for a very long time to actually improve healthcare and reflects in complexities. So basically, what they mean is that PCOS focused on only the ovaries and talking about infertility, ovulation, and all that. So doctors were just looking at it as an issue of the ovary. But at the end of the day, research has confirmed, and a lot of women have confirmed, especially women that have been going through PCOS, that this does not only affect their ovaries, but their whole metabolic system, their hormones, their insulin levels. Sometimes it can even cause diabetes and all that. So it's not just a focus on the ovary, but it's a focus on the ovary and the whole body itself, because people who suffer from PCOS are not just dealing with issues of, the ovary, infertility, ovulation, late periods or irregular periods and all that. You can actually see that they are tired. You can actually see that it affects their skin. You can actually feel that it affects their hair. Their sugar level goes up, and sometimes they even get diabetes. So it's something that affects the whole body entirely. That is why the name name is being changed from polycystic ovary syndrome to polyendocrine metabolic ovarian syndrome. And this can also help doctors, pinpoint what is wrong with this person, because sometimes people with PCOS don't even know they have PCOS for a very, 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 very long time. I'm going to give you an experience that I actually saw. There's this girl at the gym with me, and she talked to me. She was like, "Oh, hi, Chris. Basically, I haven't been getting my periods for 3 months now." And I'm like, "Have you checked for PCOS?" She's like, "No, I have gone to all the hospitals and they said nothing is wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with me. I am fine. I am fine." I'm like, "Are you sure? Which hospital did you go to?" She named some popular hospital, but I was like, "Okay, you know what? Let me send you to my gynae, and my gynae can probably check you better." And lo and behold, it was PCOS that she had. So that means some hospitals don't even know about this, you understand? And it takes a very long time for some people to be diagnosed that they have PCOS. So that is why the name is changed from PCOS to polyendocrine metabolic ovarian syndrome. And I think it's a good step. It's a good thing to actually happen, so women can actually get better health care, especially on this issue. Now, teach physicians how to look for more than just cysts. Yes, because a lot of times they think it's about cysts in the ovaries. Worried about changing the name but still don't know how to cure it, prevent it, or to identify treatments that actually works. I think it's one step at a time, because it's not just one problem as I just broke it down right now. It's something that affects the whole body. Now I can say I have the pissing me off disease. Well, makes more sense as someone diagnosed with it. I remember the first time my doctor said I had the symptoms, but I don't have cyst on my ovaries. So I was confused. Thank God for the name change. Hopefully, this is the step in the right direction for proper treatment and approval of medications. Seeing it beyond just fertility issues will hopefully make a difference. Yes, I agree with that. And that's the comments that we have right there. So yeah, one for women that are going through this, and I hope everything gets better as research, keeps going on. Because when it comes to women's health, it's all about research, 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 research. Now, another one, an exciting one. In fact, it's a sigh of relief and also a story of hope. Ibrahim Mahama has gifted the victim of xenophobia, the one that we actually saw on screens, on social media, everywhere. The man from Ghana who, xenophobic South Africans were attacking, he has gifted him 200 Ghana cedis. So Mr. Mahama met Mr. Asamoah at his office on Tuesday, handing over the cash and pledging trucks, drivers, an office and credits to distribute Jata cement in Accra. The support came after Asamoah fled harassment from South African vigilantes who accused him of taking jobs, with Ghana's foreign ministry arranging his return. And Mahama has also urged Ghanaians in South Africa to come home, promising opportunities while planning a construction hardware depot for Asamoah to give him time with his family. And I think this is a good one. Congratulations to him. And thank you so much to Mr. Ibrahim Mahama for, bringing light to this man's life. Now, we actually have comments on this issue. Well done, sir. May God strengthen you to fulfill the promises. A movie scene in real life. This be how I want my destiny helper to meet me. Say I'm coming with my camera crew. Attack me and I know what I'm doing. Okay? In every disgrace, there is grace. God always has a way of turning things around. Everybody in time will come. Amen. Can you imagine what he told the guy? One day my kids will grow and may need your help, and you might help them because I also helped this man. Is really humble. All right. And we also have another disturbing story that popped up yesterday. But before I talk about it, let us watch this and then we can continue the whole conversation on this issue.
Unit of the Criminal Investigations Department headquarters has arrested Joshua Kojo Anani Boate, age 36, an entrepreneur and resident of East Legon, Accra, in connection with a case involving the non-consensual sharing of intimate images. The arrest was made on 6 May 2026, following a joint intelligence-led operation by the Cybercrime Unit and the Bureau of National Investigations, BNI. Investigations revealed that the suspect operated the Telegram platform known as VIP Sleep Fetish 2025, where he drugged unsuspecting female victims using alprazolam, a sedative commonly known as Xanax, sexually abused them, recorded the acts, and shared the videos and images on that platform. The suspect is alleged to have frequented nightclubs in 2025, where he seduced, sedated, and sexually assaulted female victims before recording and disseminating their intimate images without their consent. A search conducted at the time of arrest led to the retrieval of the following exhibits: 2 iPhones, specifically an iPhone 17 and an iPhone 13 Pro Max, 1 feature phone, 1 memory card, 1 Seagate external hard drive, 1 MacBook laptop, 1 iSafe device, and empty sachets of alprazolam and midazolam pills. The retrieved electronic devices have been retained for digital forensic examination, while the empty drug sachets are being prepared for submission to the Food and Drugs Authority for verification and classification. The suspect has since been put before the court, and investigations remain ongoing. The Ghana Police Service reiterates its firm commitment to combating online sexual exploitation and abuse in all its forms, and urges the public to report suspected cases of exploitation or abuse to the nearest police station or through approved reporting.
All right, and now let me explain this issue. So this is actually about a young guy called Joshua Kojo Anani Boateng, popularly known as Soul African. He's a very popular Ghanaian influencer. And this has to do with, allegedly drugging women, sexually abusing them, and sharing explicit images on Telegram. Now, this issue is a very serious issue because some years ago, there was a big, lawsuit against a husband of a woman that has actually been drugging her, Giselle Pellicot, a French woman. And this has been a very big case where her husband drugged her, filmed her, and put out pictures of her on Telegram. And not just only pictures and videos of her. He actually invited those people in those group chats. There are group chats of people that, abuse women. He invited those people into his home to have sex with this woman while she was, drugged. So it's not just sex, it's rape basically because it's without her consent. Over 70 men ran through this woman. So it was a big case, it was out there, and he's in jail right now. But it also opened a canker for CNN to actually go into detective mode and then find other things. And it's shown that there are so many groups on social media, and there are so many websites on social medias that are termed as rape academies, where these men are actually drugging people or teaching other men how to drug their wives, drug women, and then take pictures and videos of them and share on platforms. And this is exactly what this Joseph Anani has actually done. He drugs these ladies and puts their pictures, sexual pictures, out there on Telegram. And the funny thing is that I do not understand why this website and Telegram pages are still on. They're still up and running. But when groups call out to talk about them, when people create groups on social media, like say feminist groups or action groups create pages on social media to talk about issues like this, their pages are brought down. Their websites are brought down. But there are rape academies running on Telegram, on the internet, and nothing is done about it. Well, this story is alleged that, he did these things, but at the end of the day, justice must prevail. Because this is not just a crime to women, but it's also a crime to humanity. And there are so many questions. Where did he get those drugs? Where did he get those pills to put in their drinks? And this is just to remind women that you need to be careful when you are outside. If you don't know who you are dealing with, when you're in a public place, you can't leave your drinks, because definitely somebody is going to spike it if you do not take care of it. And when they spike it, they can do anything they want to do with you. You wouldn't know when they will take you to their homes. You wouldn't know when they will do anything with you sexually. They will take pictures of you. And the next thing that will happen, it's going to be on Telegram. And this also just reminds us of what happened some months ago with the Turkish guy. Same Telegram. A Russian guy, sorry. Same Telegram. And I don't understand why these groups on Telegram are still running. It baffles me to see why these groups are still running on Telegram, where pictures, videos of unconscious women are shared, where men are teaching other men how to drug their wives, drug their partners, drug random girls, and then rape them and take pictures of them and share and sell. Something is wrong somewhere. And I want to also commend the cyber security group for actually being on their game with this issue. But I would also like to beg them if they can go a step further and find out the people in these groups, the people that are consuming this, the people that are sharing these pictures and videos of young women just out there. Anyway, this is, I don't know how I feel, but we have comments on this. Let us check out the comments. You have beautiful nieces and you're drugging girls and pimping them. And I know you're not alone, but this is just the beginning. They have to investigate and arrest more. There are more and more out there. You catch this one way, catch the Russian man. No, this is a very silly comment to make. What about the ones in the Telegram group? Yeah, I think so. Where are they? I think everybody on the Telegram group that is in Ghana needs to be arrested. Who they supply him with the drug stuff? Hey, Ghana. People really, they get access to control drugs easily. I just hope justice is truly served and he doesn't get plugs pulled for him, if it's truly him. The people in the group go make hot pass them, they go fear. The people, all they give the boys pressure for social media, make we think, say them a money all clean earnings. Well, if you want to be pressured on social media, it's up to you. As a human being, I think that you should let nothing pressure you. You should let nobody's steez and swagger and all that a number of followers and feeling like a celebrity out there pressure you. If you know you are working hard for your money, if you know you are doing a humble job, if you know you are doing a legit job, keep at it, and one day you will be blessed with it. Don't let anybody pressure you, because I really understand how this can feel, because a lot of people might feel like, yeah, he's doing something legit, he's an influencer and all that, but at the end of the day, nobody knew that he probably was selling pictures of women and girls being drugged, being sexually exposed out there. You know what? Just take care of yourself as a woman. That's the only thing I can say. Just take care of yourself as a woman, and may justice prevail, especially when it comes to this case, because I heard a lot of women have, really suffered, in the hands of this act. And I don't know who controls Telegram. Something really needs to be done about that platform. I don't know if it should be cut off from Ghana. I don't know if you should cut off from the world, because there's actually a whole documentary on Rape Academy when you go on CNN. There are so many groups on Telegram doing these things. There are so many groups on Telegram teaching young people. And young people have access to Telegram. Young people have access to the internet. Young people have access to social media. So imagine the little boys that are also on these groups. Okay, moving on. I'm emotional, sorry, because I'm a woman and I understand how this feels for every woman out there, especially when you did not consent for something like this to ever happen. And even if you consent and maybe mistakenly your video or your picture goes out there, maybe your phone was stolen or something happens, you know how it can be. So imagine when you did not even consent for anyone to touch you, you know, let alone take a picture of you, then you are drugged. You are drowsy, then they sexually use you and then put your pictures and videos out there. Anyway, on another one, this is a very sad one, and this one popped up yesterday. Nigerian actor Alex Ekuba died after a prolonged battle with liver cancer. Alex Ekuba, who's a filmmaker, actor, director, died yesterday, and he also updated his will. It said that he updated his will right before his death, and the rumors have spawned from Snapchat but gained traction after Kate Hensher's reaction and other of his colleagues, you know, put out statement there. He's been away from the public space since 2024 after he was bullied away from the internet, you understand? And in May 2025, that's when a story popped up that he was battling a terminal disease from sexual relations. By the end of it, it has nothing to do with sexual relations, but, you know, it has just come out now that it was liver problems, and in fact, liver cancer. May his soul rest in peace. He was just 41 years old, and may his family, friends, colleagues, anyone who has ever met Alex be comforted, especially his little siblings that he was always posting out there, taking care of them. They were so fond of him and all that. We're going to miss him, his work, and all, you know, that he stands for, because he was actually a very good person. Now, let us check out some comments when it comes to this issue. If you are sick, please tell people what is wrong with you. If you die, bloggers go live for your head. May he rest in peace. He has gone through a lot, Sha. And may his soul rest in peace. Such devastating news. Life is really fleeting. R.I.P. to him. We need to take care of ourselves. Jesus never knew he was battling cancer. May his soul rest in peace. I can't believe this guy. May his soul rest in peace. And yes, may his soul rest in peace. Now, it's time for us to check out the video of the day. And when we come back, we will be getting straight into our communities. I probably will pay a lot of school fees because I'm very, very, very ticklish. Just watching it alone is tickling me. Yeah, but this is just to put smiles on your faces. And yeah, it's time for us to take a quick break. And when we come back, we are heading straight to Accra Sempe Basic School project.
I think this.
The Blanksons airs every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. and is sponsored by Out Insecticide, Nasco Electronics, Lizzie Shito, and Everpack on Channel 1 TV.
The vibe is too much.
Charlie, the Friday is set.
Let's get into the world of sports like never before. Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. on 97.3 City FM for Sports Panorama, your ultimate destination for all things sports. From the thrill of association football to the excitement of basketball, tennis, athletics, and even emerging sports, we cover it all. Whether it's the Premier League or the latest NBA showdown, we bring you the stories behind the stars.
If you are going to be given this kind of treatment, then you need to be that guy. When I look at him play, he is not it.
And don't miss the prayer of the rabbi. We're not just about the games, we're about the community.
Charlie, you two guys, we love you all, yeah. You guys be hard guys, because see before we go sign in, we had almost more than 200.
Or when it's time for Don't Call Me.
It's Don't Call Me time.
Tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. only on 97.3 City FM. Sports Panorama, where sports come alive. Sports Panorama, your weekly sports fix. Don't miss out on the action. Sports Panorama. Catch the excitement every Friday.
All right, welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily right here. Now it's time for us to get into our communities and check out what's happening in some of our communities. And we also get to talk about it here, and we try to find solutions of some of this problem. So today we are here in Accra. We're here in Greater Accra. Now, residents of Jamestown in Accra are demanding the completion of a stalled Accra Simpe Basic School project, which has remained unfinished 10 years after the original structure was demolished for redevelopment. So the 40-unit classroom block has raised concerns over inadequate learning infrastructure for pupils in the area. We have a report on this, and let us watch this report. And when we come back, Philip is on the ground. He will get to talk to us, and we will get to experience it via his own point of view. We'll be right back.
Off the main road in Jamestown is an uncompleted school building that has been abandoned for more than a decade. The original building was demolished in 2016, just months before the general elections, to pave way for a new school project. The new structure was designed as a 40-unit classroom block for Accra Simpe Basic School, but years later, the project remains stalled after successive governments failed to complete it. Most of the classrooms have been plastered, but the building remains without a roof. Staircases have no rails, metal fixtures are rusting, and the entire compound is littered with garbage. Animals roam freely through the abandoned structure, while graffiti on the walls points to growing vandalism. When Channel 1 News visited the site, the building had been taken over by different groups. Some churches now use part of the structure for worship. Others use it as a resting place, while some homeless people have also moved in. Despite the harsh conditions that the building presents, especially when it rains, the occupants say they have no other option.
Oh yeah, I will say a dying with a government dying on person of finding school. This year, I buy a bass or mobile or Monjamudaya or
Residents and even some occupants are now calling on government to urgently complete the project before it deteriorates further.
When you know what she know, like, see, but now say what deep from her. But by say like school.
oh, like school, omo like omo beye, omo free, omo jai school na mai, no omo free no, what to me sa, so omo ba, so omo beye, ebe ye ufe, no be ani na aife.
They came to here, Otinto. He said like he wanted to complete the school, so government should give him confirmation. But so far, no good feedback to now. The students need it. Where they are going to school now is not the best place for them. You understand? So they need a good place to, study and do everything. So the better it should come and complete it. That's all.
Residents say government officials have repeatedly visited the site, taken photographs and promised action, but nothing has changed. They believe the authorities have neglected the community.
Anytime that they come, they'll be taking pictures, not saying a good thing. Yeah, so like why will you be here taking pictures without saying anything to us? That's very bad. Yeah, at least saying good thing, oh, we are come to complete it. We are good. We will be prepared to maybe if you are coming in, you go. But they will say anything. They will be taking pictures and going on and so forth.
Omba garment ana AMB. See ombe chabi chano munko. Me dey me catch up say school nu the zingle na amikwa foye. Fite ni wo you te onye wo shika sani an garment. Ni ke garment ba po ana ele meni ba fe ni ale. Zingle fe kumu. E woni fe kumu bi ane sage ata AMB bi e alo assembly ma alo MP ni o bi e. Ni ba fe wo traffic light e wo fite ashikote. Traffic light almost 10
This building, they live it for 9 years. There is one coach here. He say he call Karuku. They have not continued the building, but they said they're going to do some funeral for this place. After we are talking, he go call police, come arrest us. Say this place will be event, funeral event. Have you see? For living in this building. They say we should go. We should go where? We should go where? Yeah, no, we are born. We should go where? We are not going anywhere. The police come and arrest us. Take me to cell. Go sleep for there 2 days.
Meanwhile, students who were relocated from the old school are now studying in a temporary shed in poor condition. The structure has leaking roofs that expose students to rainwater. Its ceiling fans are old and rusted, while furniture for both teachers and students remains inadequate. One parent says there have been repeated demands for the temporary facility to be returned to its owners.
Nti say omo back to and our school nso yen wie nti ye start ban ese no pa ombe mo mai na ye honorable no ye hu no ye ntini kanso say e bia be vote say obeba ese no pa.
A BEC graduate who spoke on condition of anonymity says learning conditions at the temporary facility affected academic work.
I started from here, I went there. Every time we are in the class, the back of the school, they have been stepping us when we are learning. When it rains, the water gathered there. And because of the ceiling, the roofing sheet, when I was in class 4, they were told that they would complete before we reached SHS 1. But they never did it, so we...
And now you finished?
Yes.
You finished school and they've still not done it?
Yes, please.
But the assembly member for the area says the stalled school project is expected to be completed this year, with construction likely to resume between May and July.
It's part of the AMA legacy project that should be completed by this year. It's part of the budget that we passed last year and this year. So we are praying that the contractor will go back to the site, because we've had site meetings for more than times at Accra Temple School with the contractor himself, myself, the works department, and the old students of Accra Temple School. The squatters over there, we've engaged them, and we've told them that within the certain time, the school will start its effects from probably by May or by June or July. So that is what you are looking up to now. After the letter has been sent to the Get Fund Secretariat. And the Member of Parliament is also trying all possible best that the school will be completed.
Meanwhile, the contractor for the project, Dr. Francis Howard, says one major challenge, however, is the occupation of the abandoned building by some squatters who are refusing to leave.
The locals have taken over the place. When you sack them, they don't go. They're stealing all our items over there, bringing the police car, but they don't do anything. So unless we start the project or we continue with the project, we can't drive them away. The project started in 2016 and everything was moving on smoothly until they changed the government. Went to MPP came over. They suspended the project for almost 2 years. I don't know the reason why. When they came back, they said the money that is made, it was a World Bank project. The money has been used.
All right, so that's the report from Jamestown, and it's actually put together by Shiva Araba Banin, who's a broadcast journalist right here on Channel 1 TV. But excitingly, we actually have Philip Nilate, obviously my co-host on Browns, for him to tell us what he sees, what he experiences, so he can tell us and break it down on the show. Hi, Philip.
Hi, Chris. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. So, Philip, can you tell us what the place looks like?
Good. So, exactly. So, like you made mention earlier, I'm stationed at Jamestown here in Accra to actually assess the situation. And this particular story has actually been found by a number of journalists. Ayikwe, that is Ni Ayikwe, and also we've had Akosia Otre also filing it, and myself have also filed it. So it tells you that we place enough importance on this particular project that we've been hoping that should have been completed by now. In the reports that Shiba Araba Benin may filed, in there you would notice that this particular project was actually put up or started in 2016 under the then NDC government, and the mayor of Accra then was Okor Vanderpoel, who started this particular project. Well, it was a World Bank project, but eventually there were issues with this particular project for which we understand the World Bank withdrew its funds. Again, if this project is completed, we are supposed to get a library, we are supposed to get an ICT or a computer lab, a playground, we are also supposed to get a security post and about 30 classrooms. So I'll walk you in there for you to see how the project is now, what exactly is happening there. And this particular project is actually to ensure that the shift system in this community is actually stopped or comes to an end. So maybe my camera person can just get close to me and can be ahead of me as I show you what exactly is happening here with this particular project, and you see exactly what is happening now with the Accra Simple School. So this Accra Simple School, like I said earlier, was to end the shift system in this community, or let's say the Odododio constituency, and all the number of students that were here actually outnumbered, or I would say was overwhelmed. They couldn't actually stay in the structure, so they were taken to a makeshift structure which is behind this particular facility. But as we speak now, this project has been here for 10 good years and it's been in this bad state. So I'll let the camera person show you, so you can see in there a number of people that are actually washing here and all that, going about their day-to-day activities. Ideally, it's not supposed to be, and it's not supposed to be the situation. But now squatters have actually taken over the place and they are actually staying here, and if you speak to the authorities here, they are helpless because nothing can be done about it. Once that this project has been left like that with the squatters staying here, makes it very difficult for the authorities to do something about it, i.e. sacking these squatters to get the place in shape so that the project will go on. It's all about finances. I'll engage the assembly member for the Kinkan electoral area, and in the Kinkan electoral area is where the school is actually located, the school that is supposed to be put up. Chris, let me just give you this interesting one. You can see this particular part of, or a component of the structure, which is actually to aid in the mobility of the of persons with disability, i.e. maybe disabled individuals, to move from the down part of the structure
Right.
to the top part of the structure. So it tells you that this is a very big edifice that if it had been completed, it's going to serve a very huge purpose or would help the entire situation, the education situation in this particular community, or let's say the constituency at large. Another problem here in the constituency is the fact that the children, mostly you wouldn't find most of them in schools. So this is also to help to better the education system in this particular constituency. But as we speak now, it's a project that has been abandoned, and the previous administration, and that is under the NPP administration, I spoke to Titus Glover, who was then the Greater Accra Regional Minister. He made mention that there were arrangements to get this project completed. But as we speak now, nothing has been done. Let me speak to the assembly member of this electoral area, that's the Kinkan electoral area that I mentioned earlier. He will introduce himself, and I'll ask him what the issues are when it comes to this particular project and how the abandoned project is actually having a toll on education in his electoral area, or let's say the entire Ododo constituency at large. You're welcome to Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 TV. I trust you're doing well, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Your name?
I'm Honorable Carlos Niaya Makata, the Assembly Member for Kinkan electoral area.
Tell us about this project. How did this start? And now that we are seeing that this particular project has stalled, as the assembly member, what do you make of it?
Thank you very much. First of all, let me greet the good people of the Ododo constituency. And today happens the very first year in office of the mayor of Accra, Honorable Michael Pako Alote. And also, let me greet the member of parliament for the constituency, Honorable Afreni Kotashi, and the good people in my electoral area, that is Kinkan electoral area. As an assembly member, this is my second term as an assembly member. In my first year as an assembly member, we do have site meetings on this big project. And this school, I can say, it's a very, I can say this is one of the biggest government schools we can talk of when it comes to Accra Simple School. Likely for me as an assembly member, I have worked under former mayors of Accra. That is Honorable Ajesoa. I have worked with Honorable Ajesoa, former mayor of Accra. I have also worked under former mayor, that is Honorable Elizabeth Nankwachu Saki, and currently the mayor of the city of Accra. To talk of this project, it has been discussed seriously at the General Assembly meetings, even at the committee level. Lucky for me, I'm a member of the Development Planning Committee, which looks at the abandoned projects under the Accra Metro and also the completed projects. As we speak now, the Accra Simple School is one project that has been in our budget since last 2 years, and what we are going to do even this year. So it's not something that has been abandoned for too long. Although it has been 10 years now, it has been abandoned for long years ago. But as we speak now, it's part of our project that's to be done by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. And as an assembly member, what I can say is that I'm appealing to Ghana government, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and the Lord Mayor of Accra to come to our aid, because this is one of the biggest schools we can talk of for more than years. Seriously. And myself as an assembly member, I felt very worried because there is one school that majority of intellectuals in this constituency have passed through this school. To talk of Dr. Quincy Papafio and others, majority of personalities we can talk of in this constituency pass through the Accra.
If this is your second term as the assembly member of this electoral area, you have keen interest in this particular issue. What has accounted to the halting of the construction? Is it that it's money, or maybe there is a legal issue? Or what exactly have you been told as the assembly member who is interested in this issue?
What we were told initially during our first site meeting with the contractor and other old students of Accra Simple, what we got to know is that initially it was Barclays Bank who came in, now APSA. So we don't know what has halted the project as we speak now. And as to whether it's the contractor or funds or something, for that one day we can't tell. But me being an assembly member, I have seriously raised this project on the floor of the assembly more than times. I have raised this project, not only this project, the Salaga Market, the Osha Hospital, but this project is one key project that is key to me as an assembly member. First of all, let's look at the located where it is.
Maybe let's walk in as we are talking. Maybe the cameraman can also see how the structure is. Okay, so you were talking about you being interested in the fact that this project must be completed, and what you've picked up as the assembly member at the General Assembly meetings.
Yeah, like I said, when you look at where the project or the school is even located, the late Professor Musa Street. So people moving here and there, out of the country, out of Accra, coming in and out, should be a very good priority to the people of the Odo constituency. And this one, I'm appealing to the Member of Parliament. Honorable Afeniko Tashi should take this project as the Accra Simple School as one key project to be part of his achievements. This project, Accra Simple School, must be a discussion on the floor of the house at the Parliament House. Seriously, let's look at what you are seeing over here. Very, very bad. Very bad.
Rubbish all over the place. So one will also ask that, why do you have squatters here? And what can be done to ensure that this particular structure is not taken over by squatters?
Yeah, last time we visited this place, myself, the mayor of Accra, the coordinating director, the director of education, and the contractor, what we were saying, works engineer, and the works department, what we were saying that if we are to move them right from today, then tomorrow the project has to start. We can't move them out, then wait for 1 month or 2 months before we come back. Because if you have to move them right now, the next day, project has to continue before we can take them out of this place. If not that, they'll be here in the squatters, they'll be here for more than times without even evacuating them from where we are now.
But do you know how many people are here? As in, how many people stay here and they've used this place as their abode?
Oh, for that one, if I can say something about it.
Well, there's even a church here. Wow. So that means for now, the 30-unit classroom project has a church in here, and there are homes, as in people stay here. This is a very big issue. Anyway, so let's proceed, and let me still find out from you, as the assembly member, the plans that has been given or whatever has been said by the various authorities for this particular project to be completed. Do you foresee that something can be done in the shortest period of time?
Yes, what I can say now is that as an assembly member, I'm not going to lose hope on this project. And I know for sure that so far as I'm still the assembly member, this project will still be a project that will come back to light. Like I said earlier on, tomorrow we are having a development planning committee meeting, and that is the second quarter of the development planning committee meeting. And to talk of this project, lucky for me, the Accra Simple School
people bath here. People bath here. So that means if this project is supposed to be completed, it needs extra money for completion, because it looks like some sort of deterioration is happening to the project.
We need to get more funds to complete this project. Seriously, because looking at what we are seeing right now on live video like this, it's appalling. Seriously. And we are appealing to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to come in, the Minister for Education, Honorable Idrisu, and also the Lord Mayor of Accra, the Member of Parliament, to come in. Because it's very difficult to come around like this on unexpected site visits to have such things like this. Because normally when we come, we do go downstairs, have some chats. But today is the very first time climbing upstairs as we speak now. Very, very first time. And looking at seeing all these things, seriously, my heart pity for what I'm seeing here as an assembly member.
It's bad. Because if you are saying a 30-unit classroom block that is supposed to serve the purpose and is supposed to be given to students or pupils, and now it's been taken over by squatters, by people that ordinarily it's not legal, that means something must be done about it. But let me bring you another perspective to this whole story. The Sempe Manche, Ni Otinto, actually, His Royal Highness actually made a passionate plea to the government, I think last year or last 2 years, asking that if the government cannot complete the project, it should be handed over to the Sempe Traditional Council. We also understand that the government chair also made that same plea that if the government cannot complete this project, it should be handed over to the traditional authorities to do the needful. Fortunately, we have the executive secretary of the Sempe Manche actually joining us. I'll speak to him and find out from him what the feedback has been like from the government after that particular plea was made for the completion of the project. Yeah, welcome to Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 TV.
Thank you very much.
Your name?
Niklote.
Niklote. Okay, so Niklote, let me find out from you. When Ni Otinto actually made that passionate appeal, what really made him to take that particular bold decision and say that if the government cannot complete this very project, it should be handed over to them to complete?
Okay, a good morning to your viewers once again. The paramount chief of Sempe made that passionate appeal based on the incessant feedback coming from the let me use the word Gamantiasiemi, meaning the inner circles of the Bukum area, the indigenous Ga area proper. Because this is the biggest school within, should I say, the interior part of Gamashi. The children are now schooling, in most cases, on the outskirts of the Gamantiasiemi. And that in itself poses some risks when they would have to move and cross major streets to other parts of the constituency or even outside the constituency to school. As I speak to you now, this school was in existence before it was moved to a facility belonging to the Methodist school. Belonging to the Methodist church. As I speak to you now, the AMA pays rent on that school.
Wow.
In that facility being provided by the Methodist Church. So, a 30 units classroom block with ancillary facilities. There'll be a staff common room. There'll be an office for the headmistress. There's also going to be an ICT center and washrooms on every floor. It's a big project.
Well.
Yes,
also,
with the library as well.
Actually, is to push learning and
so,
reading in this community.
So you can imagine how it's going to transform the education for the younger people in this state. So, we're certainly calling on government. It was certainly a frustration. The paramount chief was indeed frustrated because the calls has come several times, but it appears that government has not paid attention to this singular thing, which is important for the education of the young ones.
But after that call was made by the paramount chief, has his call been heeded to? What has been the feedback you have received from the government following his call?
Well, I would say a flat no. A flat no, because there's not been any official correspondence to the Sempe Manche to that effect. Only the fact that we had some, should I say, snippets of assurances that the AMA was looking at, let's say, migrating the program onto the Get Fund to take over the project and complete it. But we have not received any official correspondence to that effect. Like I said, it's just snippets of hearsay that we're hearing. But as we speak now, if that was supposed to be so, then Get Fund has not showed up, and the Sempe school is certainly uninhabited by the students or the children we expect to receive some good basic education within the Odorodiodo constituency, and most importantly within the Gamashi area, where we have a lot of them who are not having access to quality education as we speak.
But what was the paramount chief privy to how much is needed to actually complete this particular project? I'm sure that making that particular appeal, he may know that maybe we need that amount of money or this amount of money to fully complete this project for the children to come back into this place.
Well, the Sempe Manche is a builder. So he has a very good estimate of what it takes to complete a project that's stalling. And he certainly didn't make it out of the blue. He spoke as the Sempe Manche with the capacity to be able to shoulder that responsibility if it was given to him as he spoke back then. But certainly, as you can rightly also intimate, it was out of frustration, because you can't understand the reason why the single most important educational facility within Gamashi, which will serve the purpose of all the young children within Gamashi, is being left aloof, while we can see other projects also going on. So certainly it comes with a frustration, and certainly it's the Accra Metropolitan Assembly whose spearheading this project. They haven't spoken with Simpe Manche. They have not given him the quantities or the documents for him to be able to know the exact figures or the exact estimates needed to complete. But I mean, from a peer view, from a standpoint of view, also a builder and understanding how projects are put up, he certainly has the, should I say, the estimate in his mind of what it takes to actually complete this project. But like I said, it's also comes as a rhetorical wake up for the government that something must be done. Because if the government will sit down for the Simpe Manche to take up the project of a school, classroom blocks facility for children within the Gamashi area, and it will have to take the Simpe Manche to complete it, that certainly will be an indictment on the government. Sure. So the government must get up to its work and make sure that we provide some good and quality educational facility for our children to benefit in the constituency.
But after making that appeal, have there been follow-ups?
Well, a chief does not speak too much. And certainly you can realize that that wasn't the first time he expressed concern about it. It was to the effect that it is getting out of hand. So he had to now put the camera before him to now speak to the government in open media. But several engagements has gone on. There's been several calls and so on for this project to be completed. But unfortunately, it appears it hasn't fallen on maybe good ears that would take advantage of solving this problem that's at the heart of the Gadangwe people and also the children of Gamashi. So certainly he has engaged, but it hasn't yielded any fruits yet.
I'll definitely speak to some of the squatters here shortly. Maybe we can arrange for that so that I'll speak to some of the squatters. But let me also find out from you that the fact that this particular facility has been taken over by squatters, your palace is not far away from this place. As the traditional council, what do you make of this?
So it almost appears as an indictment on the traditional authority, even though the traditional authority is not clothed with that responsibility to complete the school project, because it's the government's responsibility to complete this project. And I need to make this point, maybe with hindsight of some good facts that I know about this project, that it was started by Honorable Okuvandapoe, the former mayor. But by the time he started this project, the AMA had about 13 constituencies under it. Fast forward, there are now 3 constituencies under AMA. But all the liabilities are borne by AMA. And all the assets the former municipalities took away. So this project that was started by Honorable Okuvandapoe cannot be completed by this current AMA with their current balance sheet. That's the reason why we had a glimmer of hope when we heard the rumors that the GET Fund was going to take up this project, because certainly the current AMA cannot complete this project, because as much as I am aware, you can count about 5 to 6 years back, it has always been on their budget to complete Simpe School, but it never gets done because they are not able to raise the necessary resources to be able to complete it. That's the reason why we are calling on government intervention. And certainly we know that GET Fund has that necessary balance sheet to consider this project. See, this is a single project that when you do, you can be certain to say that you have touched the heart of the core Ga people in Gamashi, and also helping, provide a quality educational institution for the children of Gamashi. So it's a critical point. I want government to pay attention to it. And just as you can see, most of the indigents around, they are worried about the incessant calls on media, video cameras coming here to take shots and so on, and they still don't get to see anything. It will get to a point in time, maybe when your cameras are coming in, they wouldn't allow you anymore, because it appears that it's just like a talk shop. We talk and talk and talk and nothing happens. So government should pay attention for once. And maybe you order the GET Fund to take this project as a priority project and complete it.
All right, Philip.
Chris, if you actually heard that, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so please, you just asked him about the squatters, but can you also ask him about what he makes of the people using it for, their church services, and also turning the place into an event center?
Thank you for that. So my co-host who is in the studio is asking that now this place has actually been turned into a place where people worship, a church place, and also sort of people also come here to do sort of their event here and all that. What is your take on this?
So you see, we have a balance in the Ghana language, and I want to say this in Ghana. Agek botui eba floor kolufen botiom. Kek botui eba floor kolufen botiom. And it's because this project has been left idle for all this while. That's the reason why you're seeing these quarters inhabiting them, and some of the classrooms also being turned into church facilities, and some having programs here and so on. Once it's lying idle, you have a lot of people coming to sleep here at night and so on. If the government decides to come back to this project, it wouldn't take a day for all these people to be kicked out for the project to continue. In fact, they are even concerned about the stalling of this project. So once the government picks it up again, that will not be a problem at all. But it's because it's lying idle. That's the reason why you're saying what you're saying.
And I must say that the kind of fresh air I'm having here is so certain that people will definitely be sleeping here. I'll get back to you. Let me speak to some of the indigenes and find out from them what they also make of this, the fact that this particular project has stalled, and how this is also troubling them. Why you Buffalo? Why you go? Why you go? Me you go.
Ofana ngbeji asafuache ado azuma simpeniam fi o ma keshi mi to wonpa government e fa ya keshi o simple school ne eche ni wo me ni wo yo akuto na mi ko kwe ni bi ni afio alo ni bi ni ya no ye school ne ni anya agbe na wo e gba wo na wo wonpa government e fa ya keshi e ba wa wo ni wo simple school ko ni enye e ba no kuna amawo ejaga ko ko enu wonye me ya school ebefo ni bi ji na me yo ni bi da o ke aka me ba bi o ye shu aka ba wawo ni no ni ji enyo no lehun wo traffic light eni ogbe fe fite wo traffic light e fite wa wo won pa government e fa ke me ni me ko road highway bi na mba fi wo traffic an wo bi ane no ni wo yu o ne moto etwa muku ni traffic etuni ne no won pa mi fa ga mba fi wo traffic awo ni ete no bi so mo bi wa ka fe so mo le bi gbege 5 le wa ba fi ni bi ni me akutu emi ame wo po eto amege wo wa e wo won pa ga 20 fa ke e ba gbese mpe sukun na awo ni wo nyeme ke wo bi ni ba fe ame fo ame ba sukun
ni so mo gbe me de nchen ba kwa bi na me ke fi so mo
fi o ma ge ne kesande ne le obi wa
lo mo ko ke ha me
do le no ni nye mali wo ke government ento ni ne ke majian ni bi na afu no e bo modan ke ba fi awo first e gami ko e be ni chenche yo no school ji ne government school ana paso mo fe mo yemi e ja no ana paso mo fe mo yemi ko ko so mo bi na aba fi awo yo aba ka from mu ye ma bi ye school tu emi aba chi ehwe school tu emi ke gbe bi e ba gogo ye de ko le esusuma wa han le e ke ne ke ni bi na ko e ba ko le e ge te shin e yo mo go ni ta shi e shin aba ga ye ni won pa government e fa ni ba fe wo simple school awo ko ni wonye me ame ba school ye bi ko ni bi afi fe fun awo ni wo community e emi achi awo jugba
ogbeko
o fa na cho mi adu asafuache adu azuma.
So that's Asafuache Ado Azuma. In summary, what he's saying is that this project should be completed, and once it's completed, you wouldn't find squatters living here. He also made mention of the fact that church service happens here, and this is sort of a nuisance to people who stay around because they sort of find it very difficult to sleep. He's referring to the old people here in this particular neighborhood. He also made mention of the traffic lights right in front of the uncompleted or the abandoned projects, that the traffic light isn't working, and for that reason they record crashes here. So that is Asafuache's view on that. He happens to be an indigene here, and he has spoken about it. We'll speak to another resident here. I don't know whether he's a squatter here or whether he stays here, but I'll ask him few questions. Why you Buffalo? Why you go? Nice one. So you stay here?
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name is Emmanuel Iteashon.
Why do you stay here?
BNE wo BNE amachu ni gbomani sawo mi. Keja amachu ni gbomani sawo mi okumo. Meme ni yo BFN je me ko ni jesho shakuchum BFN wo bi. Je aga bi ni wo bi aga asini ne ngo wo na ke sana manuko deke ni abawo mi. Shi wo shui mi shui ke nye me ke mami me ke ye mi FN shui je ake school ni na ka ba mane so many years ke ba ka te she honorable Alfred Ashikoti onale 101 you tell you sempe onale 101 ko le tashi ko le yuake kati enye kene na machine ni ne ke school ni a complete le be an kwale ko le kemo e tout le wo yin yin no ni di wo mankralu ke wo sempe manche eye wo se
ni otinto
ni di enyono ebi jiwo wo jemi no fia no nu ya fun wo fo ga hwe yin ebo wo tu le we ke yomo le won fi mi ni gba government won pa government e fai won pa do mama won pa bu fai school ne kan o tu no late John Evans Atamios street no ne ni abana ke le ke school ne page no ko keji mama o fe o gbe na agame fe kan o tu no wo bi fe yawo me yawo am fe bi ne sa ke John school ne machine wo bi fe ba school wo bi wo fo fe na me wo ke a shon ke bi fe o ba fun pito an wo bi fe ba school pa bu fai mama e won pa bu fai mi ke gan ko te pa wo fe ni afan ai fe pa bu fai ke ani school ne e ya no abon pa bu fai no bi wo fo ke me na me tete so me a shon na fan ba ni mama ni gam e ko esa ebu e mama e ko se be ni machine no jilo ko kome ni ke jo fe o gbe na gam e kan o tu no ake wo bi ni ba make me yawo make fe bi ni sa ke ji wa bo tu won pa bu fai no wa wo ke ba no ba du mo na o ni ta no won afrasi ko te won kebo asi won kebo ka won igbele on kebo ani ni a parliament to ke gba me na ba fian o ke ji he me nye ko be to e mo mi e como fan bi e se na ba nya pian ni kini ni o fe ke machine o na ke tu ogbe jebo pe sa pa te o ma mi o fe gbe on pa fai school na fian o wo bi e follow aka won feel bi gboyan bi e ti bi enu o yo ka ma tu ni gbo mo wo mi ekumu
obi enyi oyo ya school
mi iye bi ejwe
so basically what he's saying, for which he knelt down, is that he's appealing to the President John Dramani Mahama. He is saying that this particular project should be completed, and that if this project is completed for the people of Ododo, is going to serve a very good purpose, for which we all know. And he also made mention of the fact that the member of parliament for this constituency, they actually had a conversation with him, and they told him that try and complete this particular project, because if you complete it or you push for the project to be completed, it's going to serve a big purpose, i.e. people would get places to school because it's serving that purpose. He also made mention of the fact that they staying here isn't just out of the blue moons, or they are just not staying here for any reason. The reason why they are staying here is that they want to take care of the place, and if certainly you put up your structure, you are definitely going to get people stay in there. So basically that's a summary of what he said in Ghana. The next question, I'm asking him whether he has children who are in school, and he can share with us the places that his children also go to school.
Kenkele imbiete ame Virgin Preparatory School. Nina gbemo ya apide sakarinji former school. Niji wo current assemblyman Niji Carlos ni Ayamakata. He's my colleague in school. I completed GSS with him. I always have a discussion with him about this school. They call me ake shi school nele ke you know. Ake lonwe ke ba MPN na. Ni MPN long kangme government no ni government afi ake no jilo ko kome peni ye wo odio constituency no jilo ko kome pe kaji afi han wo mami meke wo nyeme fe ke sisa fe ne tete fe ba hamo congrats ake abati akumu abati shineke bedi ne na ke machine on pa fai the government anya fe le ke ni na kan wo bi ni ya shon gbe skun gbe na wo form na ni pitu na me wan fe mi
ina ka nya bie na nya yo shi bie na wo muji baba nya sa bie
no mo ojue ojogban ni oyu ojogban an kwali bie ne woni kula bie ne shi wonyeme komeni amba bie ne wana mena na efu pitu no bai bia ja ka me kula bie ne o bone che won ya akutu ami won che wo fe mi wo ko wo bro fe mi wo bi obi
right ogbeko
achomi ni ayite tete action
shimi wo kwa bie ne na ke agbana nya akọ ke ya nwe nye no nye chialo mi nye fe
What you watch to extend I can know what you need. Mekume ya we na me ya we na me ya ami afi no chamba du mo jeme amba fufumo teji ona make my building ye jeme wo ko afote penny tag be mo chu no pe mo zingle ba adwa ti bi ene no wo chi je no ko na chi afi no ko enwe just was stop o me ni me akanya afoteji make me jua me jo me ko du mo we o na me nakedness wo to la kan ye fe sa fo nan wo chi la kan bi ni mu kwa ka fe mi mu kwa ka aje mi.
Okay. All right, so let's move to this side as well. We can get the resident to also speak to us there, so that we can actually take a view of how the entire place is and how this particular project has been left. Actually, it's been abandoned, and the fact that the residents here are saying that it should be completed on time tells you that they really want it done. And if it's a 30-unit classroom block and it started in 2016, and as we speak now, that particular project hasn't been completed, it says a lot. So they are all asking that it should be completed on time. The residents have also knelt down. We've spoken to the government to fix the project. So from what you can see up here, it's obvious you can now get a better shot of how the entire project is and what the residents are actually doing here. There's quarters all over the place. Some are mending their nets. That is the fisher folk. Others are also washing down there. And you also can see people going about their day-to-day activities because they've taken over the entire project. And you can't fault them because they have said that once it's not being used and it's been left like that, they will definitely take the project. So it tells you that the entire thing has to be fixed on time. The upper part of the project, we understand that will be flowed, and another one will continue up. But as to what the plan is for the new scope of the project, we do not know. Let me engage another resident here, here in the area to speak to us what he also makes of the project. Bi oyo. Ijogbe.
Ngbe George Ash.
Ash.
Yeah, nshi agbe Kote.
Oh, wo yan pi egbe. Oh, nice. Ni mabanye yo bi ene ya bi ene sa ni ehin obi ene.
Na ke oyeko mukubeje ni onyo ni na gesa aje me de me fitio ni asambe mani yo bi ene e wow etu no go no ji e atuni ene e crowd is ka tai go enu e crowd e teshin ya wo etu no ku elero ni ya no just ja actually akele ke no ku e ba yi na le wa ofu ni ba no ge akweno eti etu no ku ya wo e pien we ba ni ashikote lega anatwi ale maybe salaja market agama wana effort ko ka ma loko na workers na tuni na ya ba na ka na workers na tuni na ka u mene lele a tuni en tumo ne sha tuni no go kote ni ne agbosh school tuni jeme ama afi no ko wana no ko eskiti na ka u workers neni ami yami bana mi tuni wana ala kan loko ko ba o yan bi an youth effetum youth effite ko na youth ko no na ke nutumo be mam wana youth ko no tuni ko no asane ya fe fine alo ya komo ko loko bona e be fine it was e pielo ba o ko ba wa youth wana youth wa no e wa asabe ma lele e tuni loko kra no le efejo ageka wa don keke ibele c'est passage
bien what you school esane school bi an faith more amako egbeko na nye bi ene gbemehu ba bi ene number fio no na mesmo ye bi ene beni e ya le ani esa hanye na kan lo
o esa o beni school machine le e machine che me be ba ti aba lo asani an pie ke na machi ni ko na fele ke ni bi na o le gana ni machine wole no afi asani ma anya wo bi na mo sa bi aga mi wo be ni joy bi no ba joy bi ne bo wa
still a joy bi o wa ba nye
be ami bo na mi bo na ya eku mo go ri yin scan ka a pe joy ne ka home na sana mi bo na ya wan sa na mi shan bo ni mi lo la kan ji wo yue mo no.
So basically, he has also said the same thing, asking the government to fix this particular project and to definitely complete it. So we are just hoping and praying that the government to be able to fix this particular project, because it's a 30-unit classroom block and it will have a library, it will have a playground, it will have ICT or computer lab, and it will have other facilities. Headmistress or headmaster's office is going to have the common the teachers' common room is going to have a number of things, and it's serving the purpose for education in this particular constituency. And we would have taken you to the makeshift structure, which is just behind this particular project, but for some reasons the school has indicated that because the students are learning, it may distract teaching and learning. So
all right, Philip,
we should
so
just
can
be
we
here
hold on
and
a bit?
do the work here. Yeah.
All right, Philip, can you hold on a bit? We actually have the contractor on the line. So let's get to talk to the contractor, then maybe we'll come back to you. All right, so we have Dr. Francis Ferguson Howard, who's the contractor at Summerwood Limited, and they are in charge of the Accra Sempe Basic School project, the one we just saw Philip describing, and the one that people are calling the government for to please come complete that building. All right, so Dr. Francis, are you on the line?
Yeah, I'm on the line.
Hi, good morning. You're welcome to the show.
Good morning.
All right.
To my cherished listeners.
Okay. All right, so we are talking about the Accra Sempe Basic School project. We saw the building. It's a beautiful edifice, I must say, if completed. But can you describe the whole structure for us?
Okay, I'll give you from the genesis of the whole exercise. You know, during the reign of former mayor of Accra, Dr. Okuvandapo, he initiated this school.
Mm-hmm.
So the contract, the tender was done in 2015, there about November. So I was awarded the contract, but thought was cut to start the project in 2016, somewhere in June. But the main project started in September because of some few changes, because it was then 3-story. But we realized that the space available is not enough, so we have to make it 4-story. That is what kept the delay. Now the project took off nicely, and we entered into the following year, that's 2017, and there was change in government. So certificate raise was not honored.
Mm-hmm.
It took about 2 years, and the duration was, I think, 18 to 24 months. And it was a World Bank funded project.
Right.
So after 2 years, World Bank came back to assess the work. They realized that we are still on the ground floor. We haven't lifted up. So they terminated their interest in the project, so they withdraw their services.
Right. So
I don't know the cause
right.
why the money that the World Bank gave was not used for the project, but there was no fund for that. So the new mayor, that is Mohammed Ajesowa, decided that he's going to use internally generated fund to work on the project. So it was coming in pieces. Let's say if he gets on 50,000, then we work on it. We'll do the work, but the returns is very low.
Right.
You know, because the project started in, let's say, 2015, and prices have changed. So he directed that then we have to revalue the work, but he doesn't want the work to stall, so we can continue doing. Then when we finish, then they will pay us our difference. So we're using our own money in sponsoring the work. Though they give us something small, then we add ours to it. Then up to this stage.
Right.
Then also, he was taking off, a new one came, which much was not done. We didn't add anything to it. And to the tail of the 2024, the new regional minister, Titus Rover, who came in, thought, no, we have to finish this project. So he make a link with the GET Fund, so GET Fund could support the project since World Bank is no more interested in the project. So that is what happened.
Right.
But funds was not released to us for us to continue because of the elections during the end of 2024. So when this government also took over, that is 2025, they also show interest, especially the MP of the area was very keen, and the mayor, the new mayor, I think Mr. Alute, they were all keen that they have to work on it. So We approached Get Fund again that, look, this project needs to be completed. So how can they help us? So Get Fund said we should bring the documentation. I think the old documentation, they don't know where they've put it. So we have to resubmit it again, which they are working on it. They are working on it. They have shown us that funds will be released.
Yeah,
but I don't know when. But the difficult program we are facing with the locals that have taken over the place. They've stolen all items. They've cut all the iron rods that are on the building. They have been removing the blocks. Even if you go there, they are removing the blocks and they are selling them. And when you report, nothing is being done against it.
All right, so I'm going to take you back a bit. You talked about World Bank coming to see the work that you've done, and when they realized that you haven't reached a particular step, they actually withdrew their, interest. But was there a timeline given to them on how the work would go that made them think that, okay, look, we are here, and this is where you still are? This is a problem for us. Was there a timeline given to them?
There was a timeline. It's 2 years. This 2-year duration. We are supposed to finish with the building, and in 2 years we are on the ground floor.
So would you have finished? Okay, yeah. Okay, so I understand you now. So whose fault would you say that is?
No, you see,
who would have taken the blame?
Politics that was being played over there, because the new government said the old government didn't leave any money for them to use. The old government, when we contacted them, they said that they left every money there. So they don't know what is going on. They have to use it to do it. But when you're talking, see, because you can't go and dig too much to know what is going on. So it's after that question, AME who could answer why they didn't use the World Bank funds to complete the work.
All right.
Or to continue with the work.
Right. So as the building is like this, and you just talked of, some of the people around stealing materials and breaking some of the iron rods. If it's left like this, is it going to deteriorate more? What are some of the dangers we're going to be looking at?
To the sea. It's not only that, they defecate over there. The town people, that's where they use as their toilets. They defecate over there. You go there, it's in a mess. You go and clean, they come back and do it. Now, my guys were there. When they talk to them, they are going to beat them. You can ask the assemblyman. He knows so much about this. The community is not responsible. The people just come there, fishermen, they use it as funeral grounds. They do everything over there. They are living there. This is not their home of abode. That is where they are staying.
And did you have a conversation with the assemblyman concerning this?
Yes.
And what was his response?
The mayor, we start complaining, not during this mayor time. They don't hear about the case. They've been coming there. And the issue is that because there's no funds to continue now, if you sack them, they'll come back again. So they are waiting for this money to be released, which I think Get Fund is working on it. So if the money comes, then we'll quickly rush over there. Because I have exhausted all my funds. I don't have funds in my accounts anymore because I've used all my money to put into this project.
Wow. So if Get Fund gives you the funding, how soon do you think the project can be completed?
We can mobilize ourselves and start within a week or two.
You would start within a week or two, but how soon will it be completed?
But the money that they are going to release is not the money that will complete the whole project. You do some, then you raise certificate, then it is on it, then you continue. So that is how it's going to be.
So if in case there's a fund sitting somewhere that will come, hopefully, how long can it take such projects to be fully completed?
I have to do some assessments and do a scheduling to be able to bring all the other works that are in. So this is finishing. Finishing takes a lot of time. You have to do plastering, electricals, plumbing, a whole lot of things. So we have to. But I think within 6 months we should be able to finish if the funds is available.
Yeah. All right. So from your own point of view, what lessons should authorities actually learn from abandoned public projects like this?
It will be the drain on the government. Because if you abandon a project, Now, you see, they've cut all the iron rods. They are moving the blocks. So now we have to redo all this again, which has not been even factored into the cost of the project. Now the hoarding is gone. We have to re-audit again. It's going to increase the cost. So when you abandon a project, you rather increase the cost of completing the project.
Right. But as you look at this project like this, in your own assessment, do you think the existing structure is still safe?
Yeah, it's safe.
Yeah.
There are a few areas that we may be where they've cut the rods. We have to maybe remodel that area again and fix them. The rusted iron rods, we have to maybe brush them and refix new ones over there. So for the structure itself, the integrity of the structure is 100%. It's not. There's no problem.
Yeah, but in as much as you are complaining about the community itself, about the people not being forthcoming, the people, you know, being messy or not being, let's say, sanitation-wise when it comes to this place, what assurance would you like to give to the community that this project will eventually be completed and actually serve as, you know, place for their children to have some education?
Yeah, you see, for assurance, it will come from the AMB because they are going to raise the funds for us to build. That is going to serve the community. And this is going to accommodate JHS school. There's a library there, there's ICT lab, there's a conference room, there's offices for the staff, a common room. There's a lot of things in that building that I think it will be good for learning, and the community over there will have the chance to be educated. Because you see, if you go to the community, they all go to the beach. They don't like the education.
Right,
But this will motivate them to. They will be forced to educate themselves because the Ghana community need help.
Right.
I think the government has to come to their aid. You know, if you don't force them, they won't take education serious. So the government should have that effort to make sure that we force them to study so that they can. Because you see, if you have a youth who are not educated, they'll become nuisance, they'll become problem to you in future.
Right.
When they grow up, they are misfits. They can't get jobs to do, and the burden will be upon you.
Right.
But when you educate them, and they grow up, they have some basic education, they can find their way to do some one or two things. They can't continue to be laborers and just be roaming about in the towns like that. Education is key.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr.
everything.
Francis Ferguson Howard. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. And he is the contractor at Summerwood Limited, and they were actually, awarded this contract for the Accra Sempe Basic School project, which we are talking about. And it's so heartbreaking to hear from him that although it's been 10 years that this building has been stalled, or this project has been stalled, the people around are not even making things easier. They go stealing some of the materials, breaking into the walls just to take some of the irons, and there's also an issue of sanitation around there. I think we should also be responsible citizens. In as much as we're calling the government to please come and complete this building for the children to have adequate space, and great learning environment for education, I think we also as citizens should do better. Philip is still on the ground, so let's get talking with him, and probably he's going to still take us around. I would have really loved to see the makeshift building that these children are studying in, although we saw a bit of it or a snippet of it on the first report. It would have been nice for Philip to go through that, but I know that there are some issues that they are dealing with there right now. But Philip, can you hear me?
Yeah. Chris, so like what you just mentioned, the makeshift structure, we should have gone there, but the headmistress of the school is of the view that the students are in school, so that will sort of distract teaching and learning. That is how come we weren't able to go there. But it's just behind this particular facility, which isn't that big. It's small, so the children there are not able to even, there's congestion there, let me summarize it that way.
Yeah.
But from what you also heard from the contractor, it's a problem. When you come here, the stench that emanates from this place is very bad because of the defecation here, people defecating here, people using here as their home, bathing and all that. And I'm very sure that the little building that someone may know about, if you should use a facility like this and you are taking your bath inside for a very long time, or you are doing things inside that is not supposed to be done, it affects the structure. So maybe something has to be done about it. We wouldn't want to be here for the next year, 2, 3, 4 years, and 20 years, and this building will still be the same, because it looks like it's a waste of money. So if the government would want to do something about it, it should be done immediately, because people have certainly used this place as their abode, like the contractor made mention of. The fact that there isn't anyone stopping them from coming to this place is even sad, because people are staying here. I remember very well 2, 3 years ago when I came here, the situation is still the same, thinking that it will change by now. But if we have the new minister for the region, the Greater Accra region, and that is Linda Akweli-Oklu, who is watching this, maybe something has to be done about it, because we understand that the previous administration titles Global started something. So if the Get Fund project is able to absorb this, it's going to help, because people are coming from all places, a number of constituencies. Let me say Klote Kole coming here, Ablekuma South. You also have people from that constituency also coming here to Ododo here for school. So a plea has been made to the president of the day, President John Dramani Mahama, to fix this particular project. We are also sure that the Education Minister Haruna Idrisu may also be informed about this particular project. Then we come down to the constituency, we come down to the Member of Parliament for this area, Ashikote, who has to see that this project is completed, because though it didn't start during his tenure, it started when Neil Antivandapoy was there. Ashikote has taken over now, so something should be done about it. We also understand that the mayor of Accra, we've seen most of them come past. When Oko Vandapoy was there, he started it. Elizabeth has also come to talk about it. And now we have Michael Papo Alote, who is now the mayor of Accra. If all forces are joined together and this project is completed on time, it can serve a very big and a very huge purpose here in the constituency. Mind you, when we're starting, I made mention of the fact that this project, when completed, will have an ICT lab, we'll have a computer lab. And in this day and age where we are talking about digital, it tells you that people here must learn about the digital space. Also, a library. We need a lot of libraries where people will learn. It will also encourage teaching and learning in this community. Actually, been to this community before to file a report on how education is here, and it's so bad to the extent that people are not enthused about the whole thing. Yeah. They wouldn't want to be in the classroom to learn. But I'm sure that if this project is completed, looking at how beautiful it will look, a 30 units classroom block and a 4-story building, it will look so beautiful to the extent that it's even going to encourage people to come here. So Chris, this has been our journey here at the Accra Sempe School here in the Ododo constituency in Jamestown. We've been able to see what has happened here. We've spoken to the executive secretary of Ni Otinto, who is the paramount chief of the Sempe Traditional Council. We've also spoken to the assembly member of this area, who is Carlos Mankata, and also you spoke to the contractor, who has also made mention of the whole concerns that he is facing. I'm sure that if all these concerns are addressed and this project is completed, it will serve the purpose for which it's actually been put up. Chris, thank you. So over to you in the studio. Maybe one of these days we will drive and you come and see the project for yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Philip. It will actually be nice for me to experience what it feels like. But my heart goes out to all the children that, are not in adequate classrooms, because at the end of the day, we need to always remember that schools are foundations on which nations are built. Talking to the contractor, he talked about having a library and ICT, classes and all that. And, some of these people in these areas have never experienced how to use a computer. Maybe they just see it on TV, or maybe they just touch it. Maybe somebody passing by computer, but they do not know how to use these computers for themselves. And this could have actually been a chance for these students, these children around that area to enjoy enjoy and understand how to use a computer, how to use a laboratory, how to use, books, a library. So this actually pushes the interest of reading. And we are talking about education is the key. Education is the key. How can education be the key if these people do not have adequate classrooms or adequate schools? I mean, we saw the makeshift building. It is bad. There's a bit of overcrowding somewhere. There's a bit of holes in the spaces. If rain falls, I'm sure rain falls on them. If the wind decides to blow, I'm sure they feel the wind on them so harshly. But, I just hope this falls on the ears of the right people and they, come back to sites, the funds are found and, put out there for this to be completed because the nation really needs it. But thank you so much, Philip, for actually being on the ground and sharing what you saw. And thank you to everyone that we spoke to. It's time for us to take a quick break. And when we come back, we will continue the show.
From Accra to Buenos Aires, from Lagos to London, the world is locking in for the greatest football spectacle on earth, the 2026 FIFA World Cup. But before the first whistle cuts through the noise, there's a deeper rhythm to the game. Every badge carries history, every player brings a story, every number means something. Welcome to World Cup Central, only on Channel 1 TV.
Hello and welcome to another episode of World Cup Central right here on Channel 1 TV.
Your home of football intelligence with African energy and global perspective. We're taking you beyond the highlights, from powerful eye-opening stats to sharp breakdowns of every qualified nation to insights that change how you see the beautiful game.
Their first appearance was in 1930 and their best finish at the World Cup was third place in 1930. That was a long time ago.
Every Friday.
I said I want the whole world and I want more. Bright lights, late nights, and world tours. What the future holds, I guess I don't know. This ain't nothing new to me, I move solo. Come on now, make them no disturb my peace. Leave me be, take your hands off my destiny. What I am, they never see. Let the music come and set me free. Touch my shadow, see my matters fall down 10 times, but I stand tall. Touch my shadow, see my matters fall down 10 times, but I stand tall. Touch my shadow, see my matters fall down 10 times, but I stand tall. Touch my shadow, see my matters fall down 10 times, but I stand tall. Oh, down, 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 yes, I stand tall. Oh no, down, 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 yes, I want more, one more. Down, 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 yes, I stand tall. Oh, you can kick me, knock me down, but I'ma stand tall. Giddy, giddy, girl, don't play. Giddy, 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 come my way. Giddy, 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 baby, don't stray me. Say giddy, 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 I need you close to me. Giddy, giddy, girl, don't play. Oh no, would you come my way? Don't stray, no, don't stray too far away. Don't stray, don't go away. Don't keep your loving from me like a memory stuck inside my. I gotta ask you, what have you done to me? Cause it's not so regular for a young boy to be acting this irregular. Bust my brain, rearrange my medulla. singular. With this baby around, I guess I can't be singular. Real life jagaban. Never want to ever want to see you with another man. Facts of the matter is that nobody better than giving you the rhythm call straight from the motherland. Oh, I can see that you can see that there is no. Bring my celele, come my welele. Pull up to the party, make we dance and plelele. Every day, celebrate. Giddy, 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 no delay. Giddy, giddy, girl, don't play. Or would you come my way? No, don't stray. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So me never want see tensions rising. They call me lover boy. Say I never see me fighting. Keep the bad vibes far away. It's compromising. Me no be smoke the ganja, but me too can say the irate. My music is too high grade. I'm taking the industry like a pirate. Put my heart in every song that makes it priceless. 30 on the dash going fast. Me got a mileage. And if you don't know, it goes like this. I say hello, giddy giddy with the vibes, we just like some jello. By the end of this, I think I might live with the peso. You got what I did if you know there, no fidel. Me say giddy giddy, let's go, giddy giddy. Girl, don't play. Oh no, would you come my way? Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't just stray, no. Yeah, you got me like do 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 do. Oh no, oh no, oh no. A very lovely morning to all the beautiful people back at home and watching. If you're seeing me on your screens now, I go by the name Kelali, aka the Lover Boy. These singles you just heard me perform, my very first singles, Stand Tall and Giddy Giddy. The one I'm about to perform right now is Love Doctor, my first official release of the year and my current single. So you can get it now on all streaming platforms. Enjoy. Oh, what you say? Like this, yeah. You got my temperature rising, heartbeats racing, love I be chasing for days. Oh, I said 40 days, 40 nights. I'm tryna make you my wife. Got my eyes all red, but I'm feeling blue. Oh, you know they waiting I go do. I just they feel the deja vu. It be like you do me, ju. Call the love doctor. Oh, make it call the love doctor. Yeah, call the love doctor. Because I don't fall in love again. Call the love. Oh, make it call the love doctor. Yeah, call the love doctor. Because I don't fall in love again. If you be the Panadol, yeah, yeah. Oh, I go be the Tylenol, yeah, yeah. And if you be the alcohol, oh, you go scatter my liver. You go turn me to sinner. Now make I go meet your mama. Baby, make me go reconsider. Cause I know for there without my lover, no. We say do re mi fa sol la ti do do. Baby, where you go me, I go follow. Now make you no leave me solo. No, no. So I said do re mi fa sol la ti do do. Baby, where you go me, I go follow. Make you never leave me solo. Yeah, call the love doctor. Baby, make it call the love doctor. Yeah, call the love doctor. Because I don't fall in love again. Call the love doctor. Make it call the love doctor. Yeah, call the love doctor. Because I don't fall in love again. Cause I don't follow. Cause I don't follow. You never know, say I follow. I don't follow, cause I don't fall in love. Oh, no.
All right, so that's a beautiful song from Kelali, beautiful performance. I love his voice. And we want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you that joined us on the show today. It's been great. We had great conversations, and we're please asking the leaders to please pay attention to that school at Accra, Jamestown, because it's very important for the children to have conducive environments so they can actually absorb the education that will be given to them, because at the end of the day, we always say they are the future they are the future, or they are the leaders of tomorrow. Anyway, I want to say a very big happy birthday to our in-house colleagues, Sally, I like to call her Miss Ghana, and Pastor Mauli Chikata. Happy birthday to you all. We really appreciate you, and we pray that God blesses you and give you long life and prosperity. Nana Tufo started the show, and I am here ending the show. My name is Chris Carter, and also Philip joined us from Accra, Jamestown. Thank you for staying tuned with us, and see you tomorrow for a brand new episode of Breakfast Daily. Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.
Hello everybody, welcome